semi-final one of the FIFA Club World Cup between Fluminense and Chelsea Football Club. I've already said before, you guys know where my affinities lies, where my loyalty lies. I cannot support the ops. That cannot be done. And of course, on the Brazilian side, coming from Rio with the Carnaval Samba, Captain 𝙀𝙀𝘖𝙀𝙀. Come on, we need a PSG Fluminense final. Come on, Fluminense, please, please, for football, Vamos, vamos, come on, come on. All right, I'd be curious to know what everybody's predictions are. Hold on, let me go and get onto reload here so that I can see everybody on. All right, you guys I should be able to get your comments now. Predictions: 3-1 Chelsea, 3-1 Fluminense. Fluminense Real final. My prediction, I said 2-2 Fluminense win on penalties. 2-2 Fluminense win on penalties. That's my prediction. That is my prediction. I'm not sure how many. It'll take a while for people to come in. What time is it now? 10 minutes till kickoff. 2-0 Fluminense. Interesting. Hello. Adias and Nkana to score. Okay. We've got really good pen takers, but Sanchez, ... We'll see. I mean, I'm not sure how good Fluminense are taking, but the thing is, penalties, it's 50-50, right? So, yeah. I think it's going to be a tight game. Hopefully, it's going to be a good game. If it needs to go to extra time, it goes to extra time. But also, I could see that if Fluminense score, I think it's going to be really difficult for Chelsea. Because I don't think Fluminense have really conceded nearly as many, and they've generally been pretty good at keeping the lead. Right? So, yeah. And before I forget, if anybody, well, basically whatever platform you're on, I don't want to say I've got one, but we've, as a community, have now got a Discord server. So feel free to go and join it. There's been a lot of recent news. There's like, let me actually bring it up. We've got, places for football updates, things on like football talk, memes, clips, fan art, edits, unpopular opinions, predictions for games, all that stuff. So if you guys want to go and join that, it'd be a pleasure. And I think maybe at halftime, if anybody are daring, I might actually won't be interested in potentially bringing you guys up in a voice call. I think I've set things up for it to work in OBS. So it should theoretically, fingers crossed, work. But we'll see when people come in. If you guys are feeling brave enough to get your takes on the game, or if you guys have a take you guys want to give me, or an opinion you guys want, by all means, join on. I think I might close my blinds because it's really bright. Hold on. All right, this is better. It's not nearly as bright. Fully, this isn't like one of those TikTok streams. So, hold on. I think my thing looks a bit weird, but I can't bring people on. I'm using my like proper setup. Marcus Thuram is an underrated midfielder. I mean, I think you mistyped, or you must have gotten something wrong there. Marcus Thuram is not a winger. I mean, a midfielder. Let me listen to what they're saying here. They're using a new ball now for the semis. Junior, I'm going to the dentist, so I'm gonna miss the game. Miss the stream? Ah, no problem, man. No problem. Dang, what's up? I'm doing good. And I don't get many people that come from Kick. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. 𝙀𝙬𝘖𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙬, my bad. Yeah, he's good. He's definitely pretty good. Do you stream daily? I don't stream daily, no. But I'll be streaming today, and I'll also stream tomorrow. What games have you played? As in, what games have I streamed? Or what? Junior, you're gonna have a Chelsea hate watch? I mean, yeah, I don't like Chelsea. I'm not sure. It's not really a hate watch because I want Fluminense to win, right? So a hate watch is when you don't really care for the opposing team, right? So it's not really a hate watch necessarily. Yo, Junior, when's the match PSG Madrid due? It's tomorrow. Tomorrow at the same time. We all Fluminense tonight. That's right. That's right. Hopefully not tonight. Hopefully not today. Hopefully not today. Come on, Thiago. All right, let me put you guys on the comment.
The surprise package of the tournament, but I'm sure themselves in their change room, they won't be surprised at all. I think they know full well what they're capable of. And
Gareth Bale on the mic. Oh, whoa, whoa.
Full of confidence from
there you go. Okay, now I can hear myself speak.
Try and get the correct one to get through.
Thiago Silva was the final Fluminense player to come out.
I was born in France, in 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝙼𝙎𝙬. I grew up in Canada, and I live in the UK in London, and I was born to Cameroonian parents.
With Gareth, looks pretty scary at times.
I think Fluminense has to play like a defend well, let the time passing, don't give too much opportunity for Chelsea, and then when they get tired, we can go.
Oh, Christopher Nkana. I didn't even look at the lineups, honestly.
Do you agree, John? Is that what you're expecting from Fluminense? How important are the early stages going to be for Chelsea?
Here are the lineups. So 𝙎𝙬𝘾𝙼𝙎. Hold on. Whoa.
Get tired. But listen, I think we know we have to dominate the game, and that's the only way we can win the game. Dominate the game, and then our quality is going to show in the final third.
Let's get you up to your commentary team then, as the players are out on the pitch.
What the heck? Hold on.
It's Fluminense versus Chelsea, and talking you through it all, Michael Brown, but first, 𝙀𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙬.
Thanks, Kelly. Well, good afternoon, everyone. 3 games to go at the FIFA Club World Cup. This,
I don't know what is. Hold on. I'll be back.
Representatives remaining at the tournament take on the only British club.
What is going on? Okay.
Fluminense. Rio de Janeiro take on the Blues from the Kings Road, Chelsea. It's another scorching hot day here in the States. 33 degrees Celsius, or 93 Fahrenheit if you're a local. Who can take the heat here in New Jersey as a place in the final of the FIFA Club World Cup awaits the winner?
Has it fixed it? Alright, has.
As he has been for the entirety of this tournament.
Alright, there we go.
Premier League midfielder Michael Brown is on co-coms today. And Michael, what kind of game are you expecting here this afternoon?
So yeah, 𝙎𝙬𝘾𝙼𝙎𝙬's in and Nkunku's in. Interesting team.
Go off, the players will have a real spring in their step, looking forward
to the
possibility of a final in the competition. That was the aim, to get there, but now who can take that chance?
Fluminense make 4 changes to the side. They beat 𝙀𝙀𝘾𝙼𝙎 in the quarterfinals. Thiago Santos comes in for the suspended Freitas at centre-back, making his first start at the FIFA Club World Cup.
Hey bro, I'm a French PSG fan. I follow your reacts on YouTube for months now and wondered where you come from. So I was born in France, just outside Paris, in the 91st, dans le 91e, so Ivry-Courcouronnes. But I moved out of France and left France when I was like 3.5, and then grew up in Canada, Winnipeg specifically. Spent most of my youth and whatnot in Winnipeg, and hence the accent, and also probably the accent in French as well. And then I've now been in the UK for the last 7 years. So yeah, 94. Ah, nice. Respect. Moi, je suis un mec du 91.
On the Zone, 𝙋𝙊𝘿𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙏 versus 𝙀𝙀𝘼𝑍𝑐, July 19th. Buy now at thezone.com.
The £5 meal deal from McDonald's. Cheeseburger or mayo.
All right, we don't need to hear that. Chat, is it me? Loki, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I forgot that this game was today. I thought that it's kind of stupid on my part. I thought that today's Tuesday, right? I thought that the semifinals started on Wednesday, Thursday, and then the final was on Sunday. The thing is, that would have worked too, because the final's in New York, so it's not like the players or the teams are gonna have to move about much. They could have played Wednesday, Thursday, so the Thursday team and then the game on Friday have Friday off, Saturday off to then play on Sunday, and you're in the same. You're not having to travel or anything either. All right, fair enough. I'll make something for you, like a logo, banner, overlay, intro, or I'm not really in right now for an intro or an overlay or something, but I appreciate. Thank you for the offer.
And Chelsea, and that is a familiar voice to those of us who enjoy a good boxing match. Michael Buffer is here in New Jersey. He can't be used to a stadium this size, surely.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching.
Oh my, here we go again.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
What's his name even? What's his name? What's the guy who? What's his name?
Fluminense versus Chelsea in the FIFA Club World Cup semi-final.
What's his name?
Michael Brown.
Can't believe this guy's made a career out of doing that. That's crazy.
After that, what were you going to come up with? But
yeah, there you go, Michael Buffer. I knew he was off.
I think that's what we're here. That's what we're enjoying. The later stages.
Come on, vamos Fluminense.
Performance, reliability, looking at your teammate next to you, that you've got that trust and you've got that togetherness. Yes,
Chelsea still without a club sponsor, a main sponsor, that is.
Surprising teams.
Am I surprised?
One of these sides
not really.
Will be knocked out this afternoon here in New Jersey. We'll move on to boxing puns now.
No more minute of silence. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Chelsea expect.
There we go.
The club are overwhelming favourites, and we'll have one.
Come on, Fluminense.
But what you see, you might not get, as Fluminense look to sabotage another European side's Club World Cup dreams across the river from New York City here in New Jersey. Michael Brown beating Inter was an enormous upset.
Let me turn off. Let me turn on Do Not Disturb.
I think we have to understand it. You can't go on and on and on. You just look at the age
Here we go.
of the team. They've done so well, obviously, to get to this stage, but to do it again would be a huge ask. They'd have to be organised, they have to be disciplined, they're going to have to wait and understand the shape and not to have...
Dang, the Brazilians are bringing in a lot of noise. That brings me, I'm not sure if you guys have heard, but PSG basically are going to be making it such that their ultras are going to be able to come to the game. So they're going to be paying for them to come, which is going to mean that it's going to be rather quite interesting. Bro, my thing is so choppy.
The Brazilian fans have really lit up this competition in the United States.
The player looking in a 1v1 situation, attack area. He's going to pressure on that little area that he drifts from that central position down that right behind. It's going to be so that too far.
Ignacio steps into the midfield, not allowing João Pedro a moment's peace in his first Chelsea start. No Liam Delap, remember today, suspended, 2 yellow cards. Plays it forward into Arias.
Is it still lagging, or are we still...
Still Arias. Got movement out on the left-hand side.
Chance.
Augusto comes across. Comes into the back post of the penalty area, and it's hooked up rather uncomfortably into the air. Malo Gusto with some defending to do, which he does.
Had to stop the. Let me know, are things back to normal or we're still lagging?
As Chelsea clear their lines, but an early sign that Fluminense have got danger down that left-hand side.
It seems like things are back to.
They have just run off in behind.
Nah, things seem to be back to normal now. But again, I don't know.
This guy in
I need to book a Genius Bar appointment.
Perform in those situations.
Pedro Neto.
All right, we're back now.
Forced to go back to 𝙀𝙬𝘼𝘋𝘼. Interesting to see Pedro Neto on the left today. Saw him earlier in the tournament doing very well on the right-hand side. That cross is too far ahead of him. Nkunku by 𝙀𝙀𝘼𝘋.
Why do you have a Spurs kit? Because Chelsea's playing. I don't have a Fluminense kit.
Years or so, nice and comfortable.
That's amazing, going well at that age. Be really enjoying this moment.
Kiki hat trick tomorrow. Well, unfortunately, you spelled Kiki wrong in this case. It's 𝘾𝙃𝘼𝘋𝘼. But you know, that's okay. I don't think so. I don't think so. PSG have been pretty solid defensively. Now, obviously, now we're going to be missing probably our best center back, best like intrinsic defender, if you want to go and say, some of defensive capabilities.
To the left-hand side, up against his former club today. That's a
Ooh.
to get away from Nkunku. Inside is Arias. He'll pop up across the midfield and the attacking.
Well done.
Third. Chelsea with nobody in the middle at the moment as Fluminense come forward. Guga the option on the right-hand side, faced with Cucurella, who keeps his arms behind his back and takes a ball square in the chest.
Fluminense are starting off decently. They're starting off well.
Into the right-hand side for 𝙀𝙀𝘖𝙀𝑗𝑼𝑠. Ignacio.
Did you see S2J's video replaying? No, the career. No, I didn't see it, but I funnily enough, I was watching 𝙀𝙀𝘾𝘼𝑗𝑎𝑙 video talking about, you know, everything surrounding the obviously the unfortunate passing of Diogo Jota, and I saw him mention that.
Reiterate the point, because we've seen Chelsea in a few hot stadiums across the United States over the last few weeks. It's another toasty one as Enzo Fernandez chops into that challenge. Well, he protests his innocence, does the Chelsea captain, but he went in with some ferocity there. He was over the top of the ball. The studs in his defence were nowhere near.
And he does get the ball.
With the Fluminense man.
A strong tackle, a little bit out of control will be the message from the officials.
You're going to get a yellow card here.
Yes, you can go and win the ball. We want a physical encounter. It's also that trailing forward. It ends up being it's almost like a scissor tackle. It's just one you can't do anymore.
Well,
Chat, is it me, or do you guys realize that players like just do not go to ground anymore, like at all? I mean, I know a lot of my fan base is a lot, you know, is younger. In fact, probably I'd assume probably most of you guys probably younger than I am, but like players just don't go to ground anymore.
It's Guga receiving the ball from Arias.
Like I was going back and watching some 𝙀𝙀𝘾𝘼𝘋𝘼 comps. And like the way like in the midfield he'd go to ground and whatnot for like normal challenges, whereas today it doesn't really happen. People tend to stay on their feet.
Well, every game we seem to do Chelsea at this Club World Cup, Cucurella, he always seems to be on the end of tackles and incidents.
I made a joke, didn't I? I said he will be involved in a few situations. He's a good player. Very talented, understands his role.
These guys didn't see S2J's post. He donated to the earnings. I mean, I didn't watch the video, so I don't know what actually happened. But like 𝙀𝙀𝘾𝘼 explained that apparently in the video he didn't mention that he was going to donate prior to, and that, well, basically 𝙀𝙀𝘾 was accusing him of sort of doing that like afterwards in the editing, that you can go and say, oh, or afterwards going and saying that, you know, in the comments and description saying you're going to go and post about it. Listen, I didn't watch the video, so I don't really have much of a take on that.
When he was at Fluminense in his teenage years, he was actually a defensive midfielder, João Pedro, and Fluminense, the side who...
Is Estevao overrated? I've not seen enough of him to say if he is or not. Like, it depends how highly you rate him to begin with, or I'm not sure like what temperature people take him on to be. Like, is he as good as Lamine Yamal? From what I've seen, no. So if that's what you're saying, then yeah. But yeah.
There is João Pedro. Malo Gusto on the overlap, but 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙏 ignores him. Here's tossing. 𝙊𝙬𝘼𝑎. Fluminense supporters commence their whistling out of frustration. Here's Pedro Neto taken.
It's a foul. It's a foul.
Cynically by Nonato. Took it like a champ, Pedro Neto. Almost definitely a free kick. No need for a yellow card at this stage, though, I'd say.
He's travelling into a good area. That's the ones the officials sometimes decide on issuing cards.
People send death threats, like, yeah, stuff like that I don't get. Like,
understanding the detail.
listen, if you have an issue with it, sure, comment about it, so on and so forth. But to go into what, put death threats on it, come on.
It's left-hand side.
It's taken quickly.
Chancer, no. Well done.
Attacked by 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙏. 𝙊𝙬𝘼𝑎 gets his head up.
Well done, well done.
Of Fabio. They weren't quite set the Fluminense back line.
It's 𝙀𝙀𝘼𝘋𝘼𝘎𝘋. He's come drifting to the left.
I don't know how I'm going to feel seeing Mbappe play against us tomorrow. I mean, it's gonna be another game to win. Like, sure, yes, he's a PSG legend. He's done a lot for the club, but he's also said some other things about the club. Was in the process of suing us, and all of a sudden, conveniently, decided to, to take that back after, as soon as it's announced they were going to play him. But listen, he's not the first player to come back to come play for PSG or play against his former club. He won't be the last.
Aligned. Fluminense back 4, back 6 it is at the moment. 𝙀𝙀𝘼𝘋 finds an angle and a cross. It's a good ball in.
A good ball in.
There's attacks it and Fabio punches it away. And they temporarily clear their lines, but it's not over yet for Fluminense. Pedro Neto. 𝙊𝙬𝘼𝑎. And back with tossing, and a little bit of a wobbly moment for Fabio there, who opted for the punch rather than the catch. Here's 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝑎. 𝙀𝙀𝘼𝑎 out to Malo Gusto. Chelsea just upping their game a little bit. Here's Nkunku. 10 minutes played, 0-0 here in New Jersey. Just to remind you, the second semi-final tomorrow between both PSG and Real Madrid, with the final being played at the weekend.
If you just look at this defensive setup, they're not going anywhere. Saying, okay, you can have the ball, move it around.
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
Regroup.
I think the favorite to win the game is obviously Chelsea, but I think Fluminense is gonna have another upset.
They'll be right up for this situation. Can they keep it going? Can they get a counter-attack?
And this looks like the start of a counter-attack back to
𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝘎𝑖𝑖.
𝙬𝙬𝘾𝘼𝑎, who always breaks up those sort of attacks. Gusto up against René. Onto his left foot. It's a low cross.
No.
Fernandes blocked.
Good block.
Ignacio throws his body in the way of that shot, and into Fernandes. He's
come on, Arias.
For Chelsea. Here's René. Arias will go back to his goalkeeper Fabio. Don't think it was meant for Fabio. And eventually away by Thiago Santos. But Fluminense starting to feel the pressure a little bit here in New Jersey. As the president's here once again. Is that Ronaldo? Top right?
What's your overall thoughts on this tournament and how competitive it is, and how could it be improved? I think my overall thoughts have changed significantly. I mean, I was gonna make, I think probably after this tournament ends, I'm thinking I'm gonna go and make a video about how I think I was wrong about the FIFA Club World Cup. I never saw this and said that, oh no.
The flag stays down for now, but the ball will spin out.
I always said that, for me, it's not some insignificant thing, but I never thought it was going to be the biggest thing after. I thought European teams are going to dominate that. I'm not sure how seriously these teams are going to treat it, so on and so forth. And in many aspects I've been proving wrong, I think that obviously it's the first tournament, so there's also that aspect. There are things that need to be improved. I think first and foremost, like the ticketing, the way it was done this time around, where like they use their dynamic pricing. So like if you tried to book these tickets like before, sometimes like tickets would run you like, $200, $300, and then after, because nobody was buying the tickets, then they went down to like $20, $5 at one point for college students to buy and be able to watch 4 or 5 games. So I think that needs to be made better. I think choosing better stadiums, and not just choosing massive stadiums like they did this time around, but choosing stadiums that are appropriate for the capacity that's expected. So don't play a game where you think there's going to be a capacity of 20,000 in a 60,000 seater, because it just looks like then the stadium's empty. And also try to get stadiums where you have especially because if it's going to be in the States like this again,
just like that, Enzo Fernandez tries to win it high up. He does, but loses possession.
At least make
Caicedo will go up.
At least make sure
for Nonato and Fluminense.
At least make sure to have it. There's coverings in the stadiums if you're going to do it in the US.
Fluminense sheds getting forward as Tosin gets in there ahead of Nkana, just in time to poke it away. Right for Fluminense throwing over on the far side. Well, that end is very much the lively end.
It's amazing support, isn't it? Very vocal. You see how much they're enjoying their afternoon out. Renato now getting involved, did well there. Caicedo in and around him. Give him a little bit more confidence.
Nkana, he scored in the 3rd minute of the game against Inter. He'll have the fast start that he wanted in this game, similar to the game against the Italian side. Spent his career playing in Argentina, Mexico, Colombia, some time in Paraguay as well. 37 years of age. Still got plenty of miles left in them legs, I'm sure.
Dang, 37 is crazy.
And there's Thiago Santos. Across to Thiago Silva. That's not the best of passes over on the far side, and Fluminense.
What are your thoughts on the World Cup and the World Cup being in the US this year? Well, first of all, it's in the US and Canada and Mexico. I mean, as a Canadian myself, I'm happy that it's going to be in my home country. I think though, for players and whatnot, for travel, whatnot, and even if you want things like the environment, I don't think it's probably the best. I think one of the things that is understated about the Qatar World Cup, international issues, humanitarian issues aside, is the fact that because it was all in Qatar and basically all realistically in Doha, travel was really easy, right? So for example, all the teams and whatnot had one base camp and just stayed there. They all just stayed in one area. So when you finish your game, you come back to the same place every single time. Whereas with the tournament like the World Cup, especially given that you're gonna have to be playing a bit everywhere, it's gonna be tough. Where do you put your base camp? You have to go there, travel back to where your base camp is, and all that. It's gonna be a lot of travel.
Nkunku travels, dangerous position.
Palmer and Fernandez stand over it for Chelsea. Chalobah's up there, Tosin's up there as well. Very central. Usually quite hard to get a good bit of pace on it from these sort of set pieces. Fernandez with a free kick for Chelsea towards the head of Tosin. And it goes wide by a couple of metres in the end. Fabio had his angles correct.
It's been a pretty cagey game to start off.
Against the Chelsea defender.
Yeah, the line stays strong. See this ball drifted out to the far post. He gets good contact. You see the pressure is right around him as he heads wide.
King Kinder, if you want, the game is free on DAZN. You just create yourself a DAZN account. It's free on DAZN for everybody to watch.
Defense, they're in the right place at the right time. Well, exciting times for UK viewers as DAZN is the new home of Italian football, showing every game from Serie A. That's over 300 games a season, and those outside the UK can still enjoy the highlights. We're here at the MetLife. Here come Chelsea. Pedro Neto against Ignacio, away by
No.
Pedro lines one up. Oh, finds the corner brilliantly. Well, you couldn't write it. The man who started his career at Fluminense scores against Fluminense on his first club start for Chelsea, and what a goal it was. João Pedro with some Brazilian brilliance in the MetLife. Fluminense 0, Chelsea 1.
He's saying sorry, but inside the delight of announcing
It's a good
himself
finish.
into this
It's
Chelsea.
a good finish.
Starting 11.
I think he's onside.
And down this left-hand side, the ball comes, and it just set up nicely for him. You felt, here we go. Once it drops him, here's this touch, you think, wrap it around. Does he just do that right into that far corner?
It's a brilliant finish.
Lovely finish, goalkeeper.
Yeah, keeper can't really do much about that, man.
And the power and accuracy that he has. It's a brilliant goal.
João Pedro showing why they paid £60 million to
What? It was 60 mil.
Well, the manager.
Oh my! I mean, wow. And PSG get on, you know, people get on PSG for spending 65 on Gonzalo Ramos.
Jackson starting up front.
Wow.
João Pedro's thrown into the mix.
Okay, now that makes it difficult for
To
Fluminense.
see how much they celebrated. It might be a little bit a really good goal, but we're up against it. We've got competition. And that's what the manager wants. All the players realising that there's somebody else or a contribution can come on, can change it. But that's real quality in a game where it's been tight. Give them all the confidence and now the belief.
Well, he's had time off since the end of the Premier League season as João Pedro, and do you know, he's been keeping fit.
Yeah,
he's been lifting logs and eating steaks.
Well, I did see how he pretty much knew that this was lined up then, ready for him. He could come to the later stages, and that's what you get. Always be ready as a young.
And Chelsea have done well to get out of that press.
And it has Chelsea looking at the Club World Cup final. So they lead here in New Jersey. And they've started strongest, and they've got their reward for it. Here's 𝙎𝙬𝘾𝘼𝘎𝘾. Now toss into Fernandez. Nkunku. Enzo Fernandez. Pedro Neto up against 𝙀𝙬𝘼𝘋𝙀. Pedro Neto trying to just wriggle some room. Finds it, finds the cross as well. And there's the header. Goodness me. So
Good save, good save.
𝙎𝙬𝘾𝘼𝘎𝑃 was the man with the header. And anywhere else, that was probably in right into the hands of the goalkeeper.
That's right at the keeper.
Yeah, he's just getting back across. Put that wing play. You're going, go on, take another touch. I'm going to get tight. I'm going to stop you. And he checks and checks. Delivers a lovely ball. He's such a talented footballer, isn't he, Pedro Neto?
He just turns it on in an instant. And Malo Gusto, he played 41 games for Chelsea before the Club World Cup. Didn't score a single goal in any of them. Would have been a collector's item if he managed to nod that into the back of the Fluminense net.
It's going to be difficult now for Fluminense. But in fairness, it's not like Chelsea's defense is, you know, the best thing out there either.
Well, in the round of 16, in the quarterfinals,
Come on.
11 of the 12 teams who scored first went through. The only exception, Al Hilal against Manchester City. And Michael, do you expect Fluminense to change anything?
I don't think they can. I think it's about delaying, waiting. Just continue believing that your setup is correct. You come out of that shape, but really only in the first few moments have we seen any real progression. You see how aggressive Chelsea are in the press.
𝙎𝙬𝘾𝘼𝘎𝑃 stepping up to Arias. Runs into the left wing berth, but doesn't get the pass back from René. Thiago Silva to Ignacio. Now there's some space here for the turn. Doesn't come too quickly from René.
René is the problem, though. if they keep it well, that's their spare, that's their overload. If they can get him on it in those positions. That last pass let them down.
René, age 32, nowhere near being the oldest player in the Fluminense lineup today. Here's Fernandez. What a pass that is out to the right hand side.
Ball.
Good touch from Gusto.
No.
𝙀𝙀𝘼𝘋𝘼𝑎𝑖𝑎𝑐 flicked away by Guga. Had to get there. 𝙀𝙀𝘼𝑎𝑐 comes flying in, but it's strong.
That's a foul.
By Nonato, and Fluminense will get the free kick. But Chelsea, as soon as they lose possession, they try and win it back instantly. But it's not quietened the Fluminense support.
Yeah, it won't do either. 𝙀𝙀𝘼𝑎𝑐 so important.
What am I missing here? Oh, Cole Palmer, Ballon d'Or. That's what it was.
Nonato does well to draw the foul. Slow it down here. Try and get a few passes.
Fabio goes long, looking for Cano, beaten in the air by Tosin. Fernandez puts a boot in, and Palmer gets it, tries to put it through the legs of his man, but the gates are closed. And Nonato will win the free kick for Fluminense. Oh, he didn't enjoy that, did
Masoud Khalid. My question to you, if PSG win the Club World Cup, are you still saying that?
Use his body well. Look, he's drawing the foul. He's waiting for contact to go down because he's in a difficult situation. There's a bit of a debate, isn't there, whether that is a good decision, whether it's right, whether it's wrong.
Wouldn't have been given in your day. Or maybe it would. Cucurella, João Pedro, clever flick. Well read though by Facundo Bernal. That's missed by Nkunku. It's a heavy touch, and 𝙀𝙀𝘼𝑎𝑐 will arrive on the scene, but Fluminense bring it away. Nonato. Support arriving from Guga.
So in your eyes, even if PSG and 𝙀𝙀𝘼𝑎𝑐 Dembélé win the Club World Cup, you still have Rafinha ahead of him, and Dembélé, you know, performs, scores in each, and scores, like, I don't know, the winning goal, you still have him ahead.
Straight away he's getting attention.
Here is the space. Hercules into Cano, around the corner.
Go finish! Finish! No!
The referee looks at his watch and waves it away. It didn't cross the line. Ignacio. Space as he collides with 𝙀𝙀𝘼𝑎𝑐 and concedes possession. Chelsea want the free kick.
Yeah, didn't look in.
To a Fluminense goal.
All right, come on, Vamos Fluminense. Come on, keep that up. Keep that up.
Robert Sanchez, he just stayed on his line and stayed on his line. And he scored the winner against Al-Hilal, and that's the name you can hear being chanted around the stadium here. But here come Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez, Palmer's screaming for it. Fernandez tries to find Palmer, but it's not a great pass. Well read by Thiago Silva. All of a sudden, we've got an open game here in New Jersey.
If Dembélé wins the Club World Cup, he deserves the Ballon d'Or, and nobody should. I mean, I already think right now, I don't know what more you want him to go and do. He's been there in the big games. He's scored in the final. I mean, got 2 assists in the final. Scored in the quarterfinals of the Club World Cup. Scored in the semifinals of the Champions League. Scored in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. I don't know what more you want him to do.
Look here now, that flick around the corner. Squeezed it through the goalkeeper's legs. Corral does very
clearly
well. He doesn't give it up. He gets there. So, really good decision, but
he never went in.
We've got to question the goalkeeper there. He stays. He doesn't realise.
So you see, these are. I'm assuming you're a Barca fan. I'm assuming you're a Barca fan. So you'd rather what? You'd rather have what? Real Madrid go through just so that you can have a Barca player can win. And there's not even guarantee. I think even if PSG don't win it, I think Dembele's still massively favored to win it. So you'd rather have Real Madrid go through and win it just so you're. That's crazy. I honestly, I don't get that. I don't get that.
Is what separates.
Hold on.
The two sides. 𝙀𝙀𝘼𝑎𝑐 and Daniel Dubois again face off in a major heavyweight rematch for the undisputed heavyweight title in London, July 19th, live on the 𝙬𝙀 app, the global home of sport, with championship boxing, football, golf, and
Dembele does not deserve the UCL Player of the Season. I mean, I think he does deserve it. I mean, you can say he's not most deserving of it. I think Rafinha, if he'd won it, would have been a more deserving winner. But we don't know what the criteria were by the UEFA technical committee on who should win it.
They're feeling the heat as well, the Fluminense players.
And so based on that, what I go and say is that when you go and you look at the fact that maybe they put a lot of importance in actually winning the competition, you look at the fact that all the winners that have gone on every single time a player has gone on and won the competition, won the award, it's been on a team that's won it. So I think it's reasonable for them to give it to Dembele, who's also had a really good UCL campaign.
We talk about his attacking qualities, but brilliant defensive mind. Let's get back onto the line there. And then we get a look at that. Definitely crossed the line, that one.
Yeah. Lovely strike. Soon as
okay, better player in terms of what? Better player in terms of what? Because people just say Lamine Yamal is the best player in the world. Ousmane Dembele, like for that period, for the last month and a half he was playing, yes. But overall, no.
Start so far.
Heartbreaking for the Fluminense supporters, but a memorable moment for the Chelsea supporters in the opposite end of the stadium here at the MetLife.
All right, I hope to see you then for the funeral of the Lamine Yamal Ballon d'Or push.
Matter of days, but he just seems to fit into the system so immediately, doesn't he, João Pedro?
I think his flexibility to play across the line, that's the point. Drift down the sides if needed, drop down. So he's got a little bit of everything, hasn't he? That's why he's so attractive in this side. With the manager, wants to be fluid, wants to have movement. At times when they have that possession, they have to find different.
Scored 2 free-kick goals against Real Madrid.
Well, Chelsea haven't conceded a goal in the first
half of
the Club World Cup yet. Getting close to it there with that chance for 𝙀𝙀𝘿𝘾𝘼𝙎𝑎𝑙. Fluminense, though, very much late scoring team in this tournament. Half their goals have come after the 70th minute, and in the second half throughout the tournament they've only conceded 1.
Can Mbappe win the Ballon d'Or still? I don't think so.
More of an endurance side than anything.
Like, I mean, at this point you think, sure, I guess he scored in the quarterfinals. He's not really been a serious candidate up till now, I would say. He wasn't won it. Even if you were to score a hat-trick upon hat-trick in the semifinals and the finals, I don't think it's going to be enough. I think maybe if he'd taken a Nations League and then had played consistently throughout the Club World Cup, maybe. But at this point, no.
Oh, the casual flick back towards his defence. Quarter of an hour to go here in New Jersey. Fluminense 0, Chelsea 1. Aside from West London, with one eye.
I mean, PSG were interested in him last summer, but he wanted to go to Atletico Madrid, which fair enough. I think he would have gotten playing time at PSG. Probably would have been a starter, but you do what you do. Do what you do.
At the end of the first half, where we've seen different decisions made. Got control of the ball to do.
Yamal is a better passer, playmaker, dribbler, better shooting.
The only thing.
I'm putting asterisks on playmaker, dribbling, yes. Passer,
to win possession.
Yeah.
Of Arias.
Better shooting, not finishing. Shooting is a part of finishing.
Doesn't quite pull off the back heel as he would have wished.
Like Lamine Yamal, what do you mean in terms of shooting then?
Chelsea just quicker to the ball than their opposition at the moment.
Like, you're just basically basing this off of, Lamine Yamal scores a lot of goals from long, from far out.
Great chance with that header to make it 2-0 to Chelsea. Fernandes back to Moises Caicedo, back into the 11 today.
I'm going to see him out all you guys want.
Toss into Christopher Nkana.
In fairness, I say Dembele's been pretty
Pedro Neto.
He's never spoken bad about Barca.
Faced with Guga as he has been.
The only thing he's done is what?
Progressing down the Chelsea left.
Celebrating against you guys, which I'm going to say maybe you shouldn't do so, but other players have celebrated against their old clubs. And then smiled when coming off the pitch, clapping when all the Barca fans were booing him, were whistling at him.
onto a bit of a lull.
Bernal wins it back for Fluminense. Here's 𝙀𝙬𝘼𝙖𝙬. And to Arias. Flicks it over the head of Enzo Fernandez. Arias up against 𝙀𝙬𝘼𝙖𝙬.
Exactly.
Waiting for his moment. Arias round the corner for 𝙀𝙬𝘼. 𝙀𝙪𝙾𝘼 comes across, and the last touch comes off the England man, and it will be a corner for Fluminense.
I think so, yeah.
And Cole said he didn't touch it.
Well, he does so well. He sees the run. Let's have another look here. And I think you maybe get a little touch right at the end of it, but he does well tracking back. 𝙀𝙪𝙾𝘼, not always known for the defensive duties.
He's back defending now. Not going to get his head on this, considering his position on the edge of the penalty area.
Come on, Fluminense, come on.
John Arias with the corner for Fluminense. Glanced away. Free header for Tosin.
It's a dangerous area.
Picks out the cross again. It's Tosin to head it away.
One more time.
Arias up against 𝙀𝙪𝙾𝘼. Arias good cross.
Good ball.
Oh, arriving at the back. Here's 𝙀𝙀. Well dealt with though. Here he is now up against João Pedro. 𝙀𝙀. And João Pedro wins that battle, but 𝙀𝙀 has it back.
It's a foul, ref. Well done.
And concedes a free kick against his former side in a pretty good position to whip a free kick in.
It's the lunge across his line and to stand up. Initially, his header's really good in a key area. So from doing the defensive duties, he then goes out to that far side. So Pedro and gives away the free kick, which he didn't really need to do. An opportunity as the fans get more vocal.
Do you think Nuno Mendes should be in the Ballon d'Or talk? As in, it depends what you mean in the Ballon d'Or talk. Like, if you say like he should be if like top 10, then okay, yeah. But if you like, for me, when you're in the Ballon d'Or talk, you're like top 3 candidates. I don't think he should be top 3 personally.
10 minutes to go until the break.
Come on, Fluminense.
René and Arias stand over this free kick. René in low. Where's it going to drop? Oh,
handball. Let's go! Penalty. Come on. Vamos! Let's go, man.
Well, immediately, as soon as that cross came in, everybody in a Fluminense shirt threw their arms in the air asking for it.
I haven't even seen it. I can't even tell. You got some fans there crying, but it's not done. Let's see.
VAR are checking it. Let's take a look for ourselves.
Yeah, it's a pen.
It's in his hand for certain.
Yeah, it's a pen. That's a pen.
Is it down the side of him?
It's harsh again, but it hits his hand. It's headed towards the goal. It hits Chalobah's hand.
The referee with the decision.
Trevor Chalobah is not really saying much. Yeah, it's going to be a pen.
Well, they're praying for this VAR decision.
Wait, this is going to...
It's the referee, François Letetier.
Monsieur François. He's going to the... Well, if it's going to the monitor, it's probably not going to be given now.
I think we're getting a bit silly now with handballs at times where there's any contact with the arm. You seem to be putting pressure on the officials.
I mean, if we're basing it off how the handball's been judged recently.
Well, from his position on the pitch, he gave it straight away. And
does it hit
Chalobah's arm move back by the ball? So there's no doubt it hit his arm.
But he's trying to move his arm out the way because he realises there's a possible chance of it coming across. It's the header, it's the flick that does him, that hits the arm, and now the referee is going to make this decision. And
okay, let's see what he gives.
Lucky, wouldn't he?
Will he stand by his decision? Let's have a listen, shall we?
Okay, François.
After review, handball committed by number 23 of Chelsea. The hand is in a normal position, natural position. This is not punishable. I'm going to restart by drop ball. No penalty.
Well, the arm was in a natural position.
Listen, I don't understand football anymore. I don't understand football. I don't understand how these pens work now.
The Chelsea supporters and those praying in the Fluminense end.
I don't understand how this works, man. I don't understand how this works, man. Look, I would go and say that I think you can argue in the spirit of the game, it's fair that it's not a pen, but it's not consistent. You see these pens given all the time. All we want is some consistency.
Towards goal.
Disappointment.
Like it's
for Fluminense.
I can get it. I can understand it. It's like he's in a natural position, yes, but it hits his hand. Listen, at this point, it's like, I remember the closest thing I can remember is a 𝙀𝙊𝘾𝘼 penalty. 𝙀𝙊𝘾𝘼, there was a similar one in El Clasico. He was closer to the ball. His arm was behind him, and it still hit his hand, and it wasn't given.
In New Jersey.
I just want people to I just want them to go and make it clear what is and what isn't a penalty, a handball. Because at this point, who knows, man?
Nkana didn't exactly have eyes for the ball as he barged into the hip of the Chelsea fullback.
Well, okay, it's not okay. I think natural position is because anywhere you put your hand technically is in a natural position. If I have put my hand up, it's natural. As in, is it in the natural silhouette of your body? Like you going like this is extending yourself. You're making yourself bigger. So in that sense, yes, his arm is like by his side, and so you can get it. For me, it's not that the fact this penalty is not given. It's the fact that you've seen so many of these types of penalties given in the past.
Occasions really, as we just get one more look at that decision.
So when you see the referee's viewpoint, he probably just sees the movement of the arm as it strikes it, and that's what's probably.
I mean, at this point, I just don't understand it, but we'll see.
Yeah, done his job.
And you've got to say, fair play to the referee as well for having the confidence to overturn his initial decision. You don't see that every weekend in the Premier League. That's
the thing is, though, now with VAR, every single time it goes to, like every time there's a call on the pitch and it goes to VAR, it's going to be the opposite decision that was made on the pitch. How many times have we gone and seen where there's been a call made on the pitch and that it goes to VAR and that call stays the same? So you think if there's a penalty given,
Fernandez, it's very tight on the edge of the.
How often? Often when it goes, it gets overturned. When it's not a penalty given and there has to go to VAR, it's a penalty that's given. If it's a red card, it's when they go check it back, it's not a red card. If it's not a red card, they go. I'd be curious if somebody can like aggregate all those times and how often things have changed. I'd be really curious in terms of the statistics.
𝙋𝙬𝘼𝑎𝑙𝑙𝑖𝑠 taking down Nkunku right on the white line. So close to finding that equaliser, 𝙋𝙬𝘼𝑎𝑙𝑙𝑖𝑠.
Why do you think that Dembele is a better player than Yamal this season? I'll go and say that. Well, first and foremost, he's been more clinical than Lamine Yamal. He's been more efficient. He's just like Lamine Yamal. Has also done it in the big performances. Has been better overall. He's got more goals, got more assists. Sure, you can go and tell me that Lamine Yamal, is a better dribbler. True. Yeah, playmaker. Asterisk, but you can go and give it to that. But if you want to go and you look at, for example, Dembele is still one of the top 5 dribblers in Europe. He's still one of the best dribblers. Not to mention the fact that he's the importance to his team, the leader that he is, the fair play. I think he's a much more class fair play player than Lamine Yamal in comparison. He's somebody who's pretty humble, he's quiet. You don't really hear too much about what goes on afterwards, which are all important criteria for the Ballon d'Or. Yeah, that's why I think he should win it over him.
Chelsea corner. Pedro Neto gets right under it, and so does the goalkeeper. Lands heavily on his hip. And at 44, he probably has some hip issues already, you'd have to say.
Do you think Yamal will be one of the greats in the next few years? Potentially, yeah. If he continues on the trajectory, probably.
Santos, he feels it, just lands on his lower back.
Is Rafinha?
I'm sure it'll be okay.
Is Rafinha had better worthy season of a Ballon d'Or than Yamal for you? He has. I mean, I think you're trying to say has that Rafinha had a more Ballon d'Or worthy season than yes, I think so, 100%. I think Rafinha, based on this criteria, I think he should be top 3 Ballon d'Or. But because of the way Barca fans have sort of let go in the discourse around him, now he's no longer there.
Fabio will be disappointed to have lost his clean sheet on his 1,380th appearance as a professional footballer.
Again, this is true, but he's like his age, the fact that he's 17 should have nothing, it shouldn't be a criteria for the Ballon d'Or.
To the end of 2026, so he's got another season left in him yet.
What a return.
In Manchester games, I've seen a lot of Lamine Yamal and Barca games specifically. In La Liga, in the Copa del Rey, in the Champions League. Obviously in the Nations League as well.
Flag goes up against 𝙀𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙀.
It's gone a little bit flat, hasn't it? Just unsure that what's.
Yeah, my question, I've always asked this to people pushing Lamine Yamal Ballon d'Or. Why is Lamine Yamal, for you guys, the best candidate to win the Ballon d'Or, when in La Liga, he's not won player of the season? He's not arguably second. You can put Pedri ahead of him. He's not arguably third. You can put Mbappe ahead of him. In the Champions League, he's not been the best. Dembele was better than him, which is why he won it. Rafinha was better than him. 𝙀𝙀 was better than him. Mendes, you could argue, was better than him. 𝙀𝙀 was better than him. Henceforth, why he won the Champions League Young Player of the Season over him. Nations League, he wasn't the best. Mendes was better than him. 𝙀𝙀 was better than him. You could add on to that. Ronaldo, arguably, was better than him. So in every single competition, Lamine Yamal's not been the best player. Why though? Why is he then the favorite to win the Ballon d'Or? If in every single other thing he's been in, he's not been the best. And why has he been better than Rafinha if Rafinha finished higher than him in the individual awards in La Liga and in the Champions League?
Here's Donato. Every player bar Fabio in the Chelsea half.
Exactly. Like if Barca fans were pushing Rafinha,
Chelsea in a defensive shape.
I mean, I still talk about the Ballon d'Or because it's big, but like I get that. It makes sense. Like when I meet a Barca fan that says I'm pushing Rafinha, I say I can hear that. Lamine Yamal push was ridiculous. Or as I like to say, tamín tamales.
Great touch from 𝙀𝙬𝘖𝙖. Guga. Here is the Colombian. Arias too slow. Caicedo's there, still with Arias. Donato.
Put a ball in.
Two runners in the middle. Great chance here.
Oh my goodness.
It down too close to his body. And Chelsea sweep it away. But if he'd have just had a better touch to give him a chance at striking it, he would have had a great opportunity to find the equaliser there, 𝙀𝙬𝘖𝑖.
UCL. He got robbed.
As his name rings around the MetLife once again. Here's Donato.
He's got less. He's got less J than 𝙀𝙀.
Statues at the moment, very little movement.
𝙀𝙀 has got 10 J, 5 goals, 5 assists. Lamine Yamal's got 5 goals, 3 assists. Even if you want to count the way transfer mark 𝙀𝙀, because Lamine Yamal won a penalty, he's still got 9 GA. Less than Désiré Doué. Désiré Doué's played less minutes than Lamine Yamal, played against different opposition, and unlike Lamine Yamal, actually won the competition.
Up on the floor, riding the challenge of 𝙀𝙬𝘖𝑖. Oh, and that's a poor pass given straight away to 𝙀𝙀𝘾𝑝𝑒dro. Enzo Fernandez flicks it on for Pedro.
No.
Chasing him, Pedro Neto tries to go alone, can't get beyond the combination.
I just want to know, no hate. How do you think you will react if Lamine Yamal wins it? I also think Rafinha deserves it more, but he will probably win it.
I think the ball was
Lamine Yamal
have enough pace on it. Needed more
because of the push and impressiveness. I think now you have not really heard as much. I think a lot of it is just the fact that Lamine Yamal's not playing anymore, right? So there's not. Dembele, for example, is still playing. 𝙀𝙀's still playing. Hakimi, 𝙀𝙀 are still playing.
For Chelsea,
I think will help him in that case. And if Lamine Yamal won it, then the Ballon d'Or from it just it'd be an award which I just don't take seriously anymore.
Comes into the near post. It's glanced onto the back post. It's a half decent.
But already the Ballon d'Or, as people said, it's lost credibility, so on and so forth. But even with Roger winning it last year, you can say that there's some sort of coherence, right? Roger won Euro Player of the Year, but if Lamine Yamal won it,
the pace out of it made it even harder.
Yes, he's won a domestic treble, but like Rafinha and Dembele and 𝙀𝙀 and Nuno Mendes and Hakimi, who then all the PSG boys also went on to win the Champions League.
𝙀𝙀𝘖𝑖 one-on-one with Enzo Fernandez, and Fernandez will win possession, win the throw-in. High fives from his midfield partner as well.
Depends what you consider the eye test. Like, I personally prefer watching 𝙎𝙬𝘼𝙎 over Lamine Yamal, but I don't think 𝙎𝙬𝘼𝙎 this season has been better than Lamine Yamal. But again, that's my eye test. The issue with the eye test is whose eyes are you talking about here?
But Hercules is just getting into some good areas, isn't he? He's trying to get forward wherever possible. The timings of runs. I just feel now Chelsea can just capitalize.
He has to be top 3 or top. I don't think top 3. He's not. He's not been better than Dembele. He's not been better than Rafinha. He's not been better than Hakimi. I'd say he's not been as good as Vitinha either.
Cucurella's just drifted forward. I think Enzo Fernandez will be the message.
That's 4 already. And you could legitimately go and put people like, you know, Nuno Mendes ahead of him.
Get a run. These positions, just tempo now. Take the sting out of the game and just wait. Watch the clock tick.
No, it's not that. People forgot about that, or people stopped talking about Rafinha because Barcelona fans started pushing Lamine Yamal, and not only did they start pushing Lamine Yamal, they started to sort of go and say, yeah, but the only reason Rafinha was so good is because Lamine Yamal was giving him passes. If it wasn't for Rafinha, you know, if it wasn't for Yamal, pardon me, Rafinha wouldn't be all that good. Sort of downplaying his achievements. That's one of the reasons why. They are the cause for, you know, Rafinha's drop in the Ballon d'Or rankings in the eyes of the public.
Nkana does so well because there's nowhere to go. He kept it alive by a...
Well, there's an attempt early on from was it Ignacio who struck that?
I think Vinny was probably most deserving, but I don't think like it was a robbery for Rodri run it either.
As he's gone to hit it, I'm thinking surely not. He's not going to put that over the top of Sanchez, and he tried it. I'd like to see something different, ambitious.
Is that a sign of fatigue maybe as well, even though we're in the first half?
I just think if you see it, and you've got to think there's half a chance of doing it, why not? Give it a go. They're not really getting into the final third too much, and you never know.
5 minutes at a time.
From range. Big Ignacio, who's completed 90 minutes in the last 3 games. João Pedro crowded out. Arias.
One last chance maybe for foul.
He's tripped up by Enzo Fernandez. 𝙀𝙬𝘼𝑎 suggesting that he went down a little bit too easy.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
They might have a few seconds left to send this one long if they decide to, but they'll go back instead. Well, there's the referees. Half-time whistle. Chelsea comfortable, and with one eye on the final, it is looking positive. João Pedro, the man with the only goal of the game, an absolute wonder strike from the corner.
Not been. What have you said?
As the conversation goes on with the referee. Half-time analysis in just a moment with Kelly, as well as Gareth Bale, Cleberson, and John Obi Mikel.
All right, guys. Vitinha should win the Ballon d'Or. I think he should be like up there, but I don't think he should win. I don't think he's been better than Hakimi this season for PSG overall and Dembele. But I think legitimately, depending on, you know, how this World Cup finishes, I think he could be a legitimate contender for finishing top 3. So yeah. But yeah. He's won everything, true, but then so has Nuno Mendes as well. Would you also put Nuno Mendes Ballon d'Or? He should win it. Let me turn this off. I think he's in the top 10, but I think it's for me. The thing with Salah is that sort of there's almost a ceiling for him. So of course he's had a brilliant season as well, and it's just that there's a lot of people around him who had better seasons, and that his team went early on out in the Champions League. Yes, he won the Premier League, very impressive, and had probably one of the best, if not the best ever season in the Premier League for an individual player, but then ghosted in the 3 biggest games. So I think it's gonna be difficult. I think he's in the top 10. Put us on the mic to talk. I can't bring, if you're on TikTok, I can't. But speaking on that, if anybody is on Discord and wants to join, and I've never actually gone and done this before. If you guys want to hop in, I'd be more than happy to have you in. If you guys join the weight room, I've not even done this properly before, but I'd be more than happy to have you guys on. I think the chat should be able to hear you as well. Yeah, well, I made a mistake. Let me join into a Discord server here. I think I've not create invite things. I've no dang. I need to learn how Discord actually works. Create invite. Again, if you don't know, I'm not forcing anybody to join or anything. But if you guys are interested, by all means, join. Go into the rating room. Or make a can I send people or get them to join? No. I think it's unfortunate. I'll be wishing him all the best. And for a healthy recovery. But yeah, it's really unfortunate. As in, Corey, can people just join the waiting room themselves? Or does somebody have to put them in there to begin with? I'm not even sure. Can people even hear the music? Okay, you guys can still hear the music. Yeah, Arsenal signed a brilliant striker like 𝙎𝙬𝘖 and a great winner like Rodrigo. As they're talking this window, very seriously, do you think they will win the Premier League trophies or become with you? I mean, they were a threat, you can go and say, last season. How it pans out, we'll have to wait and see, right? So yeah, we have to wait. We have to wait. What do you think of Guatemala knocking out Canada? Honestly, I didn't even really watch the Guatemala I didn't watch it because there was another game going on, or I think I was streaming at the time. I just caught like the final bits of the penalty shootout. Like, I mean, obviously I'm not happy that they were there. I mean, that we got knocked out, but I also just wasn't following the competition much, which is one of the issues, sort of having, several competitions all at once, especially when that competition is in the same country. Because at least last year with the Euros and the Copa America, the Euros for me, because I was back in Canada, was in the mornings, and then the Copa America games were in the evenings for me back in Canada, so I could do both. Whereas this time around, the Copa America, I mean the Gold Cup games and the World Cup games are happening at the same time, and so it's like, well, I'm gonna focus on the World Cup games, and then when if there's nothing, then I'll go and watch the other games. And so I just didn't get gassed up nearly as much. And so when Canada got knocked out, yes, of course I'm bummed, but wasn't the biggest thing. And also happy that the US lost to Mexico in the end. But yeah, it's just already, like, unfortunately the Gold Cup doesn't have nearly as much, you know, gas because of the fact that, you know, oftentimes not like even the best players don't even go to the competition, even though this is supposed to be the equivalent of a Copa America Euros. Doesn't really feel like it. Not just because, you know, the confederation is smaller, but just that if your best players aren't even able to go, and it always takes place when other competitions are there, it just devalues it significantly. What do I message in Discord? Football, I mean, depends which channel you want to go into. But I saw 𝙀𝙬𝘼𝘖, members can join the waiting rooms by themselves, but can't join the HQ unless someone drags them from the waiting room. Okay. So if anybody does want to join, I'm on Discord currently, and I can go and drag you guys, yeah, from one to the other. Tottenham fan, what do you think of Thomas Frank? I think he's been a good manager. Honestly, I've not really been paying much attention to the Tottenham news just because, well, PSG are playing PSG, and I'm also primarily a PSG fan, so I don't really keep up to date much with the Tottenham news. Like, okay, obviously, like big things, like obviously Thomas Frank signing, I'm aware of that. I'm aware that, you know, we signed we activated the option to buy on 𝙋𝙊𝘿𝘾𝘼𝙎𝑎𝑙 loan, so things like that. But like the intricacies of who is Spurs, you know, eyeing out. I know that potentially Cuti Romero could potentially be leaving for Atletico Madrid, but the finer details, who we're in for, don't really keep up to date regularly. No, I don't think so. I think they got similar J, but I still think Michael Olise has got more. But the point is, it's a good point to make though, is that Michael Olise is probably arguably, in most people, not even top 10 Ballon d'Or, forgetting even probably top 20. Yet Lamine Yamal, obviously I'm not saying that Lamine Yamal's not been as good. Like, I think Lamine Yamal's been better than Michael Olise, but you look at the impact for their teams, how good they've been, you know, so on and so forth. Lamine Yamal is in a top 3 conversation for many people, and I think he probably will finish top 3, whereas Michael Olise is probably not even going to make it in the top 15 to go and show it. Same thing, almost, you can go and you put like somebody like a Bradley Barcola. Bradley Barcola is on like 41 GA currently, similar to Lamine Yamal. Might like could potentially not even be in the top 30 to go and show you the difference. FC, okay, all right, let's try to get you in. Let's see if I can I can deafen you. Okay. All right, FC Mezzi, hopefully you can hear me. Hello? I can hear a bit, and it's coming up in OBS, but not much more. Like, I heard that, but can you hear me okay? Hold on, let me see. Hello. If you open the chat, I've sent a message in the thing. Let me know if you can see it. Is it working? He's in there, but he's not speaking, so I'm not sure if he can, like, if it's properly working. Hello? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, now I can hear you. There you go. Hopefully, chat, they can hear you too.
I'm thinking of making an edit. Which player should I make an edit on?
What club team do you support?
Tottenham or Barca.
Do a Rafinha edit then.
Okay. Any specific match you want me to choose?
Oh, a specific match edit.
Which one? Oh,
And then if you want just a match one, maybe his game against Bayern Munich, or which one? The Copa Super Copa final between them and Real Madrid when they beat them 5-2, where he scored twice, maybe. I think those like two big Rafinha performances.
fair enough. And by the way, I'm in my own room. I've locked the door because my mother does not want to be awake right now. I'm meant to be asleep. It's 1 a.m.
It's 1 a.m. Thanks. I see. It's rough.
Somebody joined.
Yeah, it's 𝙀𝙬𝘼𝙎𝑘𝑚. That's 𝙀𝙬𝘼𝑚. He's the person who helped basically create this whole Discord server.
Okay.
Well, I just need to make sure that the yeah, okay, the game's not started.
Okay. I don't know how I am here.
Pardon?
I've got no clue what I did to deserve to be here.
I mean, it's if anybody else wants to join, it's just, you know, if anybody has a question they have for me or whatnot, all means feel free to join.
Do you think that Pedri should be in the UCL team of the season instead of Declan Rice?
Yeah, I think he should have been there. I think Declan, honestly, I don't even know how Declan Rice got in there. Like, I'm sure he's okay and whatnot, but like, I just think that I want to go and say there's probably some Premier League PR in that. Some disgusting Premier League PR. Yeah, I just don't know how he's able to get into the team. Yeah, I would have had Pedri in there.
My mic is so bad. I sound like a 4-year-old.
That's fine. You're audible. We can hear you. I can hear you fine. So that's all that matters.
I think the match started.
Pardon?
I think the match started. The match.
Yeah, they're getting out. Okay. All right then. Well, I'm gonna have to go and get ready, go out, and I'll probably do a couple minutes after after the game finishes to discuss with people if people want to come on, and yeah, I think I'll be doing this a bit more often.
Okay, bye.
All right, thank you very much. I'll be heading out then. Disconnect. Okay, let me make sure then. Let me put the game audio for you guys. Put it on for me so I can actually
for the team. So the team can play a little bit more forward and create the opportunity. 45 minutes, they need to do whatever they have to do in the game now.
Yeah, you know Renato Gaucho well.
There
You've
we
watched
go.
his teams a lot. What will he have been saying at halftime? What will he want from his side?
Renato Gaucho is a brilliant coach. Probably going to put a lot of juice on the team, get the team attacking.
Should PSG sign 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎𝘋 with the Man City player?
Well, both teams are back out onto the pitch. 𝙎𝙬𝘼𝘾 still in deep conversation.
Yeah, that worked fine. That worked fine.
Let's now get you back to your commentary team.
It worked fine. It was good.
Of this FIFA Club World Cup semi-final, Chelsea leading by a goal to nil.
But yeah, so if you guys, any of you guys want to come and sort of join in on the like speak to me afterwards, I'm gonna be like do 10 minutes or whatnot where I get your takes and whatnot. So whether on your TikTok, YouTube, Twitch and whatnot, by all means go on. Go on to my Discord.
Coaching staff walk down the touchline to the.
If you're on TikTok, if you go to my link tree,
ice cold fans are.
then you should be able to go and see get a link to join the Discord server.
Yeah, it's very warm, but they'll have had the break, rehydration, understand the tactics, the technical detail that's so important now in the modern day of how to try and get a result in such a big game.
There we go. Second half is underway.
Well, the sun comes out, the cloud cover disappears, and the second half is underway. here in New Jersey as supporters from both fan bases take their seats for the second half. And as I mentioned, in the first 45, Fluminense scored the majority of their goals in the second 45 and have only conceded 1 in the whole competition. So they'll be feeling optimistic.
Impressive.
The drummers re-emerge from the concourse. Thiago
I didn't even know. I only figured out 𝙎𝙬𝘼𝙎𝙾 signed for them as soon as he signed. I don't really have an opinion on him. So there's nothing to laugh at me for 𝙎𝙬𝘼. He came on, I think, decent signing, and well, it's who he's proven right thus far.
Now, Michael, no changes at the break. That's what we expected, really, wasn't it?
We did. I'm just looking at the setup now to see if there's any progression. Fluminense to try and get.
Who are we talking to? I was talking to people in the Discord server. So if you go in the Discord server, there's a
offensive line. See, because I feel like they're going to have to do something.
Whatchamacallit?
The second half, if they're going to.
If you go to the waiting room area, then I can go and drag you into the main area. So I might do that like later on, after whatchamacallit, after I go and after the game to continue it on.
Nkana is a man with a goal to his name, sat on the bench, scored in the 4-2 win against 𝙀𝙊𝘾𝘼𝘎𝘏 in the group stages. His only goal of the tournament so far as Silva shows his strength to win that header ahead of 𝙀𝙊𝘾𝘼𝘎𝑃𝑒𝑑𝑟o without even getting off the ground. Kunku shut down by René. Strong challenge, fair challenge. A very South American challenge, you could say, in many ways. Here's Cole Palmer. See space out on the left-hand side for Pedro.
No, I don't think so. Not anymore. I think there's just not enough for him left for him to be able to do so.
I think that's one of those on these days where you say thank you very much, Cole.
Even if he wins it, I don't think, unless he gets like hat tricks and like gets a hat trick in both the semifinal and the final. Even with that, like the PSG players would have still made it to a semifinal.
Build up to the start of the game, but the only knockout so far is on that corner flag, which hasn't arisen yet. Here's Nkunku. 𝙀𝙬𝘼𝑗𝑎, 2 options on the left-hand side for the Ecuadorian to find. Can only find 𝙀𝙬𝘼. And now we'll get a moment to resurrect the corner flag here.
But actually, I didn't even ask you guys, what did you guys think of the penalty decision? Like, I think the decision itself makes sense.
I think it might be.
But what I don't get, though, with it is the fact that, like, it's just not consistent. Because you've seen so many of those penalties given in the past, and now it's not given. So it's just like, what's the actual rule? No. That was moving. That shot was moving.
Doesn't score too many. There's Moises Caicedo. Fabio seemed...
I mean, if you guys want to have that debate after the thing, I'd be more than happy to have it. I'll go and bring you guys on Discord.
But that's not necessarily.
If you guys aren't scared, that is, because a lot of people, you know, chat a lot of, have big talk a lot of smack, you know, behind their keyboards in the comments and the lives. But then when it comes to, you know, talking face to face, 𝙎𝙬𝘾𝘼𝑗𝑎, nowhere to be found.
Last season, before this Club World Cup, did Moises Caicedo. Won in the Conference League final, of course. Here's Cole Palmer, away from René. Now 𝙀𝙬𝘼𝑗𝑎. Maybe he'll try one. No, he opts for the cross instead.
No.
Pedro. Gusto to the back post and headed behind by 𝙀𝙬𝘼. There's a man down in the middle, but 𝙀𝙬𝘼 taking the risk-free defensive duty there and knocking it behind for a corner. Just a looping ball into the 6-yard box.
Yeah, true.
Maybe a little nudge just on the back post. 𝙀𝙬𝘼 just seeing it away.
It's the policeman who got the ball to the back of the head.
Put him in handcuffs.
Officer. Here's Caicedo. Into the box it goes, away by Thiago Santos. And then 𝙀𝙬𝘼 tries to start the counter-attack, but...
Should PSG sign Rodrigo
Passing like that, no chance for Nkana.
I've listened to what 𝙎𝙖𝘖𝘶 had to say about it. And I personally just don't get the move, right? Like, both for the club and for the player. Like, 𝙎𝙖𝘶's in it. They're trying to get a left-footed right winger, right?
It's Enzo Fernandez. 𝙀𝙬𝘼𝙎𝘾 almost getting there.
Rodrigo is a right-footed, typically normally left-sided player who can play off the right. So that doesn't make sense from 𝙎𝙖𝘶's perspective. It doesn't really make sense from Rodrigo's perspective because, well, okay, why would you go from Real Madrid to 𝙎𝙖𝘶? Where, okay, at Real Madrid, one of the reasons you want to leave there is because you want to be able to play in your position and not be played out of position. Okay, if you go to 𝙎𝙖𝘶, you've got Kvara, you've got Barcola on that side, you got 𝙀𝙖𝘼 who can also play on that side. So you're gonna have to once again make the sacrifices and play from the left or from the right. Or worst case, maybe, I don't know, he plays through the middle and plays as the false 9 and you put Dembele back on the wing. But again, like, it doesn't make sense. Especially, it also depends on how much then you're going to spend on him. Like, if it's to do that for, what, 60, 70 mil that you have to splash on him, it's not worth it.
A couple of changes.
It's going to with Ballon d'Or. Not this season, I think.
Would you expect Fluminense to be the side most likely to make the first change?
Possibly. I think
Nkana or lap.
Chelsea's opportunities, though, I feel like they've got.
I want to say Nkana still. Gotta support my fellow former Parisian, man.
Coming together just on the edge of the pitch on the far side. 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝑎𝑙𝑎𝑏 colliding with Nkana. Nkana with a look across to the assistant on the far side, but flag wasn't waving. Kunku to Palmer, to João Pedro. Palmer, have a little Cruyff turn to spin away from his man Thiago Santos. Very well read by Bernal, who gets in the way of his teammate Thiago Santos. Enzo Fernandez, Marco Correa thinks about the shot and has it low. Once again,
it'll be a long second half.
Angles correct. Marco Correa, though, he's got a goal in that left foot, you know. Very close to doubling Chelsea's lead.
I think they can be among the favorites, but right now I'd go and say Liverpool look good. Obviously, I haven't seen them play with their new signings. They made a lot of good new signings. You've got City, who, okay, yes, they got knocked out early in the Club World Cup, but they'll obviously be improving. Yeah, other than that, I don't know.
Former England man.
You could swap Ramos for Rodrigo.
To NFL Game Pass on 𝐷AZN. Watch every game from every
Chat, what do we say?
Every snap, sack, pass, and touchdown. Plus,
we don't complain.
On Sunday.
We don't complain. We do not complain.
Kicks off August 1st.
We do not complain. Junior, you're a Leao fan? I think he's good. I just think that when he decides to be, it's like as people go and say, he's a player on his day. On his day, he's one of the best in the world. The issue is that on his day is not very often, is not every day.
Be the first side to make the change and then to double change for Fluminense. They needed to change something because Chelsea have been on top and they're on top.
That's right. That's right.
Nkunku. 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝑎𝑙𝑎𝑏. Gusto takes his eye off it for a moment.
Yeah, keep dreaming, buddy. Keep dreaming.
Now Caicedo. Pedro Neto causing problems for Fluminense. But Duga's able to deal with it. Now Arias sends it long over the
Oh, he's on. Take him on one-on-one.
It's Everaldo.
Go on.
He's going to go on his own. Everaldo.
What are you doing, man?
A good hit, one you'd expect Sanchez to make.
What was that?
But instantly.
Why did you go out wide? Oh my, nah. What are you doing, man? Like, he could have gone, taken on his man one-on-one, went out.
Again, face off.
That was disgusting, man.
Rematch for the undisputed heavyweight title in London, July 19th, live on the 𝙬𝙬 app, the global home of sport with championship boxing, football, golf, and more.
Like, why would you do that?
I mentioned about the change. Obviously, what were they going to do? Revert to a back four, sacrifice Santos in that back three, and he can naturally just drop round into a left back position. See Keno out on that wide left, and Everaldo straight away getting involved. That number 9, that focal point at the top.
They've got an extra.
Take him on. Take him on. Take him on.
Against Gusto, pulls it back. Chance for Fluminense.
It's not over. The pass. Come on, man.
Palmer keeps the ball. I don't think he knew where it was, but he finds it either way.
Oh my goodness.
To the left-hand side. It's
𝙀𝙀𝘍. It's a 4-on-2. 𝙀𝙀𝘍. What a goal. What a flipping goal, man. What a flipping goal. Dang, what a performance by him. What a goal. Scoring against his old team once again.
With their Premier League pedigree, make it count. And all of a sudden, it's those wearing blue in the stands here that are cheering loudest as Chelsea double their lead.
Oh, what can we say about
this game's over. This game's over, man.
Gets it, pulls it onto his right, but the counter-attack's over.
It's a good counter-attack. There's like 3 challenges that...
He's waiting, stays on side, has a delay. Then he's got it all.
Goes, takes him on.
He just waits, comes in.
Beats his man.
Off the crossbar.
Yeah, it's a brilliant finish.
Sensational, with great power. And when it comes like that off the bar, it looks even better.
Yeah, it's a smashing hit.
They run to celebrate with him and realise what they've got now. A real different outlet for someone who can strike with those sort of finishes.
They've got a striker now. How about that for a hit from 𝙀𝙀𝘍? Once again, shows a lot of respect to his former side, Fluminense. But 2 goals.
How long was that Fluminense?
Has Chelsea in
How long was he there for?
Of this tie, and they are heading for the FIFA Club World Cup final.
Let's see how long he was there for. He's 23.
He doesn't just put it in the corner. Do you know when you come across, you go, right, I'm just going to have that.
He spent a long. He's there since 2011.
On the side of your foot, curl it in. He goes, no.
He started there his youth career from what 2000.
Like that, how good.
2011 to 2019, then left for Watford, then went to Brighton. So he's from, dang.
It's the best way for
That's
the ball to
unfortunate.
cross the line via the crossbar. A magnificent hit. And 𝙀𝙀𝘍 gets stuck in again to win possession back.
I mean, City are good, and they've taken their chances, right?
Renato leaving his foot in, and looks as if we're going to get the first yellow card of the game. We do. Nice finest moment from the man who's on loan from Santos.
Is it actually confirmed, like official? It's a bit of a bizarre move, but we're fine.
Maybe take him out the game.
It's looking into positions. It's a awkward one. An interesting moment ahead.
Yeah, Chelsea a bit better.
Getting a little look in the technical areas.
Statistically, higher XG, more shots on target, more chances, big chances created.
They're getting a run out.
Better pass, more passes, better pass accuracy. He's just been better.
Yellow as changes are ready or
So 𝙀𝙀𝘍's coming off. They're not going to give him a chance to get a hat trick.
He's taking a little bit of hiding from the sun.
The world's greatest club.
Bro, come on.
Are you really going to watch without the ultimate viewing experience?
I mean, scored 2 brilliant goals today. Scored 2 brilliant goals.
Upgrade to the Zone Premium now.
What's the best game of the season? Oh, I mean, that depends on what your definition of it is. Like, as a neutral, like I'll go and say for PSG, it's, you know, the final, Champions League final, 5-0. That was huge. There's the City game as well. But then you could say as a neutral,
Why you make this change?
what?
You've got to
Barcelona, Inter Milan.
probably part of the plan originally. Nicholas Jackson.
You could say 𝙀𝙊𝘿𝘾 versus Man City.
What performance? question marks will be.
I thought that the PSG Bayern game. I mean, I have to go back and look and think, because now the thing is, of the season, it's been like there's been so many games this season, right? So it's hard to go and say which one's been the, or it's hard to remember what games happened, right?
Had a very mixed bag at this FIFA Club World Cup as Thiago Silva calmly gets the ball ahead of 𝙀𝙀𝘼𝘋. 𝙀𝙀𝘼𝘋 says something quickly to.
Yeah, he does. We covered the game, didn't we? Nicholas Jackson make that challenge very poor, missing the bulk of the tournament.
Do you think Ansu Fati and Pogba play well next season?
Into those areas.
I mean, I'm not a Monaco supporter, and obviously they're a competitor to PSG, sporting wise, as well as, you know, they're just sporting wise, not really rivals with PSG necessarily.
Up against 𝙀𝙬𝘼𝙋𝙀, who backtracks. 𝙀𝙀𝘼𝘾𝙄𝘼𝙎𝑎.
Oh la la la.
Well, he had players asking for it in the middle. I'm not sure whether he tried to find them or what, but he certainly didn't intend to do that. Well, if you're Enzo Maresca, he's only been at the club a week or so.
Who do you fear for?
In the Club World Cup final, as Chelsea are looking for another one here. Jackson in behind.
Who do you fear for Ligue 1? Like, who in Ligue 1 do I fear as a PSG fan? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, good run.
Oh, okay. I think Nice are looking good. I haven't really been paying attention to. Honestly, Ligue 1, I mean, yes, I think team like Monaco, I think will be competitive. I haven't really been looking at Marseille. I know they lost Luis Enrique, might lose Mason Greenwood, so I don't know how they're gonna be able to fare. Honestly, with Ligue 1, I don't really pay attention to the other teams. I just know that, listen, PSG do our thing. If PSG do their thing, we're gonna win it. That's my mentality. No, not scared. As in, there's maybe anxiousness, but like just anxious of any big game, but not scared by any means.
Ignacio concedes the free kick. All a little bit rough and tumble all of a sudden.
It's just started, but
not really scared necessarily. I think they could do well in Ligue 1. We'll have to wait and see.
Maybe they're looking for a reaction, but it's that challenge there. There's no way around him.
No, not really. I mean, there's still like. It's still league games. It's still, you're still able to watch PSG play week in, week out. So it's still really enjoyable to watch Ligue 1, and also, you know, sometimes watch how other, you know, French teams play. There's also Strasbourg that I like watching play.
With both strikes.
So yeah.
The man who replaced him, Nicholas Jackson. Fernandez out wide, danger, and Nkunku misses his back heel, but
no.
Nkunku deflection and behind for
nearly went in.
Well, he certainly tried to release it with a little clever flick. But in the end, he presented the chance.
The PSG versus Paris FC derby is going to be cool. Will you stream it? Hopefully, yeah. I know, but it's going to be late though. It's going to be in January, and it's going to be in like the final day of the season.
Gilberto Silva in there.
So yeah.
In the stands next to Kaká, I think it was. Plenty of famous faces here.
Wait, Kaká, I want to see. Did he play for Fluminense?
Grant might be knocking around somewhere.
Yeah, he's around. Great character.
I played for Sao Paulo.
Whoever's been in his company.
Former Chelsea manager, of course. Enzo Fernandez with the corner for Chelsea. Glanced on by Cucurella. Well, it looked as if Malo Gusto could have arrived onto that. Pedro Neto leaves it for the Chelsea fullback. Caicedo, no option, so back to Sanchez.
Nice.
Other than that, save from Everett.
Junior derbies are better than
him to deal with.
Junior derby are better than PSG. We drew with them 0-0. 2006 at the Parc des Princes.
Usually grow in the second half.
So how were they better than them if they drew? Won't you just go and say they're just as good? Even if you're like, how can you go and conclude that they're better?
Toss in. Caicedo. Gusto. Chelsea are in their groove, it would seem, here in New Jersey. 𝙀𝙀𝘼𝘋. He's got two.
Probably after the no.
Christopher and Nkunku.
Good save. That's Thiago Silva. Once again. And Nkunku took too much time, though.
It feels like they're just toying with them now, Chelsea.
Still work to do. Really good move. They go across the pitch.
I mean, yeah, we weren't in the mid 2000s. We were not great.
Got the tools. They've got to make sure the performance stays like this.
As Jackson puts it through the legs of Ignacio. Tosin and Everaldo in a battle. Great strength shown by the Fluminense number 9. John Arias, the Colombian, cutting inside. It's hard to escape Caicedo. Caicedo, I think, is going to get that throw in as well. He is. Excellent work by Moises Caicedo. It's Fluminense to make another change.
I mean, yeah, honestly, yeah, the fugaziness of Madrid. I just hope that, you know, it's FIFA. It's a different organization. Surely they can't be in bed with, you know, 2 footballing organizations. Surely.
For Fluminense.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here come Chelsea, though, looking for a third. Cole Palmer. Can he sprinkle some magic on this fixture? Wonderful turn. He's trying to find the space for the shot. Wowing the supporters here. Inside the ground.
No.
It's for Nkana to attack.
It's a good header.
And Ignacio plays it up into the air before Keno wants it further away. 𝙀𝙬𝘼𝑎.
I've already done a lot of kit tours in the
Who's
past.
going to have the effort?
I've gotten new kits recently. Oh,
So close from Malo Gusto.
yeah, this game's over. This game's over, unfortunately.
Just how close it was. This will give us a better idea. Oh, so close.
I haven't really been paying attention to the news, honestly, about that. So if he does it, I hope he gets a massive send-off, a good send-off. But we'll see.
Getting into positions that was going to sneak.
Hopefully. I don't see that. I think it's going to be a tight game.
Chelsea in the rhythm.
But I do think Pichy will win.
More options as well coming.
Oh, I'm seeing 𝙀𝙊𝘾𝘼𝑎 is about to come on here.
𝙀𝙊𝘾𝘼𝑎.
Guys, 𝙀𝙊𝘾𝘼𝑎, there's obviously been rumors that he's going to be going to Arsenal. Guys, okay, are we not on one of the biggest, like, just no loyalty players ever? He's on, like, Zlatan level. For reference, 𝙀𝙊𝘾𝘼𝑎 was formed initially at Spurs, at Tottenham, right? Then went to PSV to get more game time, so on and so forth. Then obviously came to Chelsea. So obviously there's Chelsea, Tottenham. That's a rivalry. Then now is potentially going to go to Arsenal. Another rival. This guy will have done the entire tour of all of London. All of London he's gone to. But even just him going there, it just doesn't make any sense, honestly.
Let's talk about the substitutions, the strength. We felt like they could do. Reece James coming on. This guy, he's got so much talent.
2 England internationals on from the bench.
Yeah, Palmer's performing now. That's what he's going to get. I think they're not going to.
That's a yellow. That's a yellow.
Turns in front of them. Just felt it was going to come his way.
Junior, off topic, what's your favorite food? Like pizza probably. Or I like spaghetti carbonara.
Catch his breath.
Specifically the way my mom makes it. I think I like that a lot. Or
a couple more changes.
A fettuccine alfredo. I like a lot. I like Italian food. Do you know Caniniulis? As in, personally, I do not know him, but like I've heard of him. I know the player, yes.
That'll be the last action for 𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀.
Where's the next Sterling? Not really. I mean, Sterling went from what? QPR, then to Liverpool, then to City, then to Arsenal. City, Liverpool, Arsenal, like they aren't really like big historic rivals. You could argue maybe what City, Liverpool, but when he left, City and Liverpool weren't massive rivals, right? It's only after once he was at City they became a big rival. You could argue, yeah, going from City to Arsenal, at the time they were somewhat rivals, but historically they're not the biggest rivals. It's not like he went from, you know, Arsenal United. So no. No, get up, man.
Cole Palmer shoved to the floor right under the nose of Enzo Maresca. Let's get up now, Palmer, because Fluminense coming forward.
Come on, at least get 1 goal for consolation.
Touching in the middle for the man who's just come on, 𝙀𝙬 𝘋𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙎. Here's 𝙀𝙬𝘼𝙎𝙬. To the right hand side for 𝙀𝙀𝙖𝙀𝙀, and there's options available. It's cut back.
Leave it.
Comes in. Effort by 𝙀𝙀 𝘋𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙎. Now they just sat up nicely for the midfielder as he arrived and just couldn't keep his shot down because it was half an opportunity for Fluminense.
Yeah, it was a good effort. He got involved straight away, didn't he? Winning the ball back from 𝙀𝙀𝘼𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙬, then getting into a good position. Always rising, got to hit the target to try and get something from it. Chelsea now just spread and open the pitch. Just give them different options in forward areas, the short passes, that little bounce one to get them out.
So can João Pedro get a proper run with Brazil as the number 9? I mean, potentially.
That's why they paid the big bucks.
Brazil, you could say, are struggling potentially at the number 9 spot.
One of why make 4 former Brighton and Hove Albion players in the starting 11. Sanchez, Cucurella, and João Pedro, of course.
I think Paul Winstanley, the sporting director, is now at Chelsea from Brighton. I think he'll understand the remit. And
who's he giving the yellow to?
The football club has done a great job.
Is he giving the yellow to Cucurella?
Jefferson 𝙬𝙬𝘼𝙬𝘾 with a yellow card for a hand in the face of Marc Cucurella.
You get a good look at it there as it just comes round. You can't swing your arms like that.
Just trying to get a little bit of space between him and the former Brighton man. Watch South American football, you'll be very familiar with Jefferson 𝙬𝙬𝘼𝙬𝘾, the Venezuela international. 51 appearances for his country, the 28-year-old. And he joined the club from Santos last month, 3.5-year deal. Don't think they signed him to be slapping Marc Cucurella in the face. Here he is now. Everaldo. Now 𝙀𝙀𝙖𝙀𝙀𝘀. Here's Arias. 𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀 wanted it first time, but he gets it either way. 𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀.
Offside.
The offside is given on this near side. More frustration for Fluminense. That pass just had to come a little bit sooner. Could have come a little bit later. As 𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀 just drifted offside.
Yeah, I mean, if this game continues like this, it's going to be a controlled win from Chelsea.
And there's a yellow card for Robert Sanchez. Said hardly anything to do all afternoon, but he gets a yellow to his name.
Now, have they took more time than when we've seen Fabio in the build-up before on goal kicks, etc.?
True. Very good question. Fabio to Ignacio. Nice Silva. Arias inside. Not seen him in attacking positions often enough in this game.
So far back. What's the best UCL final ever except 2005 UCL final?
So Thiago Silva. Never seems to.
2016.
Thiago Silva.
2016 was a pretty decent final. Went all the way to penalties. 1-0 for Real for most of the game. Then Griezmann missed a penalty. Then Carrasco scored. No. Was that?
Crucial glancing header in the middle, and it'll go out for a throw in. Madueke was the man who was arriving. I think it was Thiago Silva who did that glancing touch.
Yeah,
Thiago Silva, man.
Was there good quality ball in, and just that little touch as a defender.
What a flick by Thiago Silva.
Thinking, I can't get this square on. Got to make sure, just flick it away, and he does that.
40 years old, still looking very much the part.
2014. 2014 is a good shout. I say 2017 too.
On the pitch, and we saw in earlier rounds how he was literally influencing the tactical shape of the side.
It's a poor ball to lose. I mean, he's fortunate there. He's fortunate there. I don't think that's a foul. I don't think that's a foul.
Good decision. Good decision. You let it ride. Wait to see if there's anything from it. But
water break. Cooling break.
Cole Palmer just having a word with the officials before the cooling break, and a few more famous places. Is that Alessandro Del Piero? Is that next to Kaka?
Yeah, you've got everybody. It's a really great turnout of people. Look at the stadium.
I mean, the stadium's full, that's for sure.
Well, a reminder that tomorrow on 𝙬𝙬, Paris Saint-Germain take on Real Madrid. The winner of this game will meet in.
Come on, allez Paris, come on.
At the weekend, which of course you can watch on 𝙬𝙬.
No. I mean, listen, if he does, it'd be a shock, but I don't think he's gonna go. They don't have one, or whatever the time was. It's not been long enough for this competition too. Yeah, they're saying that even Nissan, when he had
opportunity for
he went. Why did he go wide?
Everaldo presented with this opportunity through the legs of the defender, and Sanchez getting down, and that is all he's had to do really in the second half. Sanchez.
Yeah, come on. Looked like he was going to go into that far corner. Comfortable down to the right. Well, he did spill it, but he's never going to get beaten. They've made the change, but you see under pressure here, they're desperately trying to win it back.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
But then it's just that pull out onto that left-hand side, and then talk about quality moments, strikers who have to produce at the right time, and no different. The focus was there, the accuracy.
I think they're close.
Finish off that crossbar. We were all.
I don't know. I think both have pretty big flaws. I think Asensio sometimes is a bit too aggressive for the sake of it and can make mistakes. But saying Bassi is probably better ball at his feet, you know, playing the ball forwards, progressive carries, progressive passing. But then also defensively can have positioning mistakes, can, you know, also give up defensive errors. So I'd probably say
bottom of the Brazilian
Bassi.
And quite remarkably, they went 10 games without conceding a goal when he joined the side. Quality player. It's his leadership capabilities as well, which make him a top player. Here's Chalobah on the line to Madueke. James gives it away to René, who follows through aggressively on Caicedo. Answers off the Ecuadorian. Arias against Chalobah. James is down there too. René tries to find the gap, and it's closed by Reece James. Just too tight and too intricate from Fluminense.
Don't be deluded by Barca fans. Asensio clear. No, I don't think he's clear. I think they're close. Like, they're relative.
Another great attendance at the FIFA Club World Cup.
I mean, if they do, that would be a crazy comeback. And we're saying that as Chelsea has a dangerous counter-attack here.
Up against Guga.
Nkunku
has support.
Palmer,
who doesn't fancy going in for that, and it bounces off him. And out for.
Not gonna lie, Palmer's had a pretty quiet game, all things considered, right?
It was a 50-50 that Palmer didn't fancy.
He didn't need to go. It was a poor ball. I think the point is, as the run comes around, the overlap, it was too obvious, too straight. They couldn't go for it. Just that finer detail getting to the final third, and
refs.
For the youth that
refs for what? I mean, if we're talking about like last game, I thought like Anthony Taylor was pretty bad. So like I fully think that the Patrick one, clear red card. Hernandez one, arguably you can say it probably should have been a yellow. But then the thing is though, then the one on _Ďuej where _Ďuej gets, you know, his lip busted, nothing, no red. When you have Patrick gets stepped on. Oh my goodness. Nicholas Jackson.
Palmer is absolutely furious and is having a word with the Chelsea substitute. The chance
Nah,
was there
man.
for Jackson, but the better chance was there for Palmer.
Well, you just look here now. Do you get your head up? You have a look across. Is there any way you can slide it to your teammate?
I don't think he can, in fairness.
A player realising that he needs something, feeling the heat. Certainly looked like a desperate finish. It's a shame.
Well, is that why he's taking it on? Because he's just seen
He's
the guy who's coming in to replace him.
And Cole Palmer went and kicked the post and told him, he says, sorry. I tell you what, the manager would have had more respect if he'd have actually just put the ball across the face. A simple tap in to make it game over.
Nicholas Jackson trying to claw back some of the respect he may have lost.
Me and Overheated.
After that red card against Flamengo.
Overheated are arguing with another person about who is better. Personally, I think Asensio, because he's better at pace, yeah, long balls, and better slide tackling, true, and defending. And by the way, or is it? Hold on, is it in the Discord?
The players.
Footy Talks.
Management different. Whether be drawing fouls.
Is in the Footy Talk section that you guys are arguing about this. Let's see.
Into Everaldo. Now Guga. Now wide for Soteldo.
Or is it unpopular opinions?
Lima.
No, it's not there.
Side. Good touch that from Keno.
Thank you, Chris.
Exchange is there. Full of energy as we hear shouts of Reese down in front of us from the supporters here in New Jersey. As Cole Palmer does another one of those drag backs. Got to be careful. James.
Appreciate the gift, Chris.
Fluminense and their substitutes pressing higher up, but Chelsea just have the quality to.
I've already answered your question, Sam. I said no. I don't think he's going.
As well with the flicks. Here's some player. This guy now.
𝙀𝙬𝘼𝙖𝙬 draws a big round of applause from those in blue. 𝙀𝙬𝘼𝙖𝙬 down the right, cuts inside into Jackson. Great recovery work from Ignacio. Not sure whether it was him or Fabio who got the last.
Yeah, I'm seeing the conversation now.
They deal with it. Here's Lima. Thiago Silva.
It's going to be fascinating to see if Xabi Alonso chooses to press PSG or sit back. I don't know, like, because Bayern pressed us, like, obviously, like any team, if you get pressed, it's going to be more difficult. But Bayern, I think, even just generally, they were a pretty good pressing team, and they were able to go toe-to-toe with PSG. The issue is that Real Madrid haven't been doing this pressing thing for a long time, right? And especially if they start Mbappe, Mbappe's not been doing it often. So the thing with pressing is if you don't do it correctly, it's shambolic. So does he go back and play more defensive mind play and, you know, play more Ancelotti? We'll see. We'll see.
Soteldo crosses it in, but
we'll see.
There and behind for a Fluminense corner, better from the Brazilian side down the right-hand side.
Soteldo getting involved, but he could have just pulled it back. Just keep going line. I know what he's thinking. Can I get a strike into that far post? Can I hit the far corner? It didn't open. He just tries to lob it into the back post.
As we've seen that, this corner by another corner flag that seems to be wilting in the heat here in New Jersey. What a great day to be a corner flag. Soteldo with the cross. Away by Chalobah.
What's the conversation
Absolutely
on
immovable today? Palmer doing his defensive duties. Cannabio. Guga.
Look at the Chelsea line now on the pitch, all together, all high, communication.
Now the drop, Cannabio. Soteldo. The high line is back, the cross comes in, glanced on by Fernandez. Keno to John Arias. He tries the cross and
another corner.
The corner on this near side.
Drop the Discord link. It's if you're on YouTube, it's already in the description. The first link in the description.
An ending with drama. If they can get a goal now, you see an exciting one. Chelsea has got to keep it tight. Delay and wait.
Yeah, Fluminense need to score here, score quick, and then I think it's already 84th minute. This game's gone by pretty quick. Take it short. Just put the ball in.
Against Palmer, gets away from the England man, finds a cross, there's the header in the 6-yard box, it is, and just wide, but it's
handball.
Free kick anyway for a handball, I think, in the mix.
It's a good header by Thiago Silva.
Saw it strike his arm. It was great play by Soteldo down the left-hand side initially.
Yeah, it was a good ball in. Good header at the back post. Let's see, does it strike his arm? Does it come off? It's in his mid-drift.
André Santos is coming on for
Chelsea.
Well, we'll see who. Enzo Fernandez is coming off.
Enzo Fernandez is coming off. And once again, he's been excellent in the midfield. André Santos is the man who's coming on. The reason you can hear those boos for André Santos is he's a former Vasco da Gama man. Just another one of the rivalries that...
Where do you support Spurs or PSG? PSG is my main team, Spurs is my second team. So in the Super Cup, I'm supporting PSG. André Santos still not starting is disgusting.
For contact again.
That's what it is, man.
Nebraska just delaying, using the bench. The wise substitutions, I think they get them.
3 minutes to go. Chelsea heading for the FIFA Club World Cup final. PSG or Real Madrid await them. Sanchez to Reece James, who's quite happy at floating from full-back into that defensive midfield position. André Santos. Noni Madueke down the left-hand side. Can't get beyond Ignacio. Keeps it in as well. Solid stuff. And the Fluminense centre-back.
We're talking about Esteval going to be in the Prem. I'll see with Esteval because Chelsea just have so... It's just basically buy everybody, keep them on cheap wages, and then hope for the best. All right, let me vote for this player, superior player of the game thing that they have. I think it's clear everybody is in agreement that the best player today was João Pedro, correct?
Santos as well.
2 goals against his former club, bangers as well. Yeah.
Convincing performance. They've done everything right.
I'm gonna be honest. How did Inter lose to these guys? I just think they just not really been up to it. I think it's the fact that they scored early, right? The thing is, when they don't score early, they're a team that can defend really well, but attacking wise, you know, aren't the best thing out there.
Santos, who's taken down by 𝙀𝙖𝙖𝙖. 𝙀𝙀𝙖𝙖 says, "I didn't stand on your ankle." Santos says, "Yes, you did." He more clipped his ankle than anything, but free kick either way.
True. Which, I mean, it'll be interesting. Basically, they're treating him as a farm team, which is unfortunate for Strasbourg, which, like, they were almost going to qualify for potentially the Champions. Like, I think now they're in the qualification stages of the Conference League, or in the Conference League, which, I mean, we'll have to wait and see how that pans out for them. But I just find it, like, if you have that and, like, you risk having basically half your squad getting wiped out or going somewhere else, I don't think it's sustainable.
Chelsea, PSG, Real Madrid, with the world-renowned players they've got.
Probably getting booed tomorrow. I think so. Yeah, I think so. Probably. I think the Ultras PSG put an insane package for fans that want to go to the game. They put for 500 euros you get flights to go there, hotel paid for, and the tickets to the game. All to encourage basically to have a good atmosphere there. That is crazy. So I think there's gonna be PSG Ultras there singing, doing what they do best, and I think he's probably gonna get booed. Cole Palmer, can they finish the game here? Cole Palmer right into the zone. Santos
stands on the ball, still has it though. Cole Palmer tries to find an angle.
Noni Madueke.
Is Madueke cuts it back for Jackson and goes through his legs. Reece James tackled by Keno, great tackle. Now the counter's on for 𝙎𝙊𝘿𝘾.
Ball goes long.
𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘾.
Does he have any support? Is he going to be onside first and foremost? Thing is, though, he's got no support. So they're able to get the ball up, but they're just too slow. 6 minutes at a time.
Around the Fluminense number 9. Six minutes added on at the end of the 90. Here's 𝙀𝙖𝙖𝙶. Lima looks unsure as Chelsea have everybody back. Here's 𝙀𝙀𝙖𝙖𝙶. Goes down by André Santos. Great defensive work by the substitute, and he'll get the free kick in his own penalty area. Fluminense supporters didn't enjoy that one.
Yeah, I don't think that's a foul. I don't think that's a foul.
But Meron did everything he needed to do.
So it seems like Chelsea's going to be in the Club World Cup final.
See Cole Palmer down on his knees. Out of effort takes in this heat.
Would you be unhappy if Spurs win tomorrow? Spurs are playing tomorrow.
Almost.
I mean, I know some people start preseason early. Last I checked, I don't think Spurs is playing tomorrow.
He didn't look likely.
Oh, chance here for Fluminense. Oh my gosh.
From range. Saved all too easily by Sanchez once again. It's set up nicely for him there, but shooting there the wisest option.
Well, it is, but he just hits it far too comfortable. Not enough pace. It's got to go whip right around that outside of the post, just coming inside. You're going to beat these goalkeepers from that range.
Four minutes to go here in New Jersey. Fluminense 0, Chelsea 2. Chelsea head into the FIFA Club World Cup final. Still time for something to change though. Here's Arias. Caicedo seems to have hurt himself.
Oh, man on man rush here. Go on.
Right-hand side of the
it's a good ball.
Look at 𝙀𝙀𝙀. Glances off the top of his head. Half an opportunity that for Fluminense once again, but worryingly for Chelsea, Caicedo's down.
Junior, what do you think will happen to Mbappe if he celebrates tomorrow?
Kiddo rising high on that back post.
If Mbappe celebrates tomorrow,
the player might have just.
If he scores, I think like his legacy at PSG is already really extremely, you know, peppered.
Just go slightly.
It's already extremely peppered, right?
Comfortable he's been, how
if he celebrates, yeah, forget it. Like even me, it's hard to defend him at that point, right? Saying you love the club, so all the things, suing the club, doing everything you can to get more money from the club after you've left. If he celebrates tomorrow, right out. Even against Monaco, those first couple of years after, like, because he obviously played for Monaco and then played for PSG, so he'd see Monaco basically every twice a year and he'd score. So he'd celebrate then, but that's, you know, after, you know, a couple of years. If in your first game after leaving PSG, you go and you celebrate, yeah, no, it's done. It's done. It'd be done. I don't think he will, just because of the importance as well.
Supporters absolutely superb this afternoon as they have.
Is it true Mbappe can't show his feet? No, he can. I mean, he comes back to Paris. He's still from Paris. Like, there's still PSG fans, Parisians that still like Mbappe, right?
Caicedo.
And you also have to think that not everybody in Paris is a football fan, right?
Sometimes as a player, when you roll that
Junior, who will be your MVP of the tournament? Depends who wins the tournament, right? So if PSG win it, and well, based on how things are going, I think Hakimi could be a good shout. I could say Vitinha probably is a good shout. Assuming that Chelsea potentially, if they go and win it, I don't know. Who's been Chelsea's best player? Yeah, who has been Chelsea? I don't know who would be for Chelsea. If Real Madrid won it, again, it also depends on how things go, right? But right now, probably Gonzalo Garcia is probably Madrid's best player, so it depends.
Well, if there is going to be a miracle, might be a slightly.
Caicedo, yeah. So Caicedo is a good shout for Chelsea, but it depends on, you know, who wins it in the end.
I don't think he's going to go back on Moises Caicedo, but I think he's having that exact conversation with his manager and club doctor, but...
All right, so last minute here.
I think he just needs to stay there, hang around, keep it moving, just in case he just goes back on. But I think it's a good sign straight away that he's at the side of the pitch with a chance of heading back on. I think for a lot of relief for the Chelsea supporters. They'll know they'll need him in the final.
His ankle just got caught in the turf, and there's been a lot of conversation about the turf in this tournament, and this pitch probably not looking too bad compared to some of the others that we've seen. In Atlanta the other day, and there's a few...
Last 30 seconds here, most likely for 𝙀𝙊𝘿𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙍.
Here, 9% green.
Maybe one last chance here for them. Can they get a consolation winner, a consolation goal?
Against 𝙀𝙬𝘖𝘖. 𝙬𝙬𝘗 finds a cross.
Goes for the corner. Last chance for most likely.
The touchline.
Yeah, I mean, it nearly lands out on the other side of the pitch. It's that big, it nearly goes out of play without bouncing. It's a real disappointment there when you get a position to...
Oh, he didn't even take a touch.
But the fans have backed him all the way.
Dang.
Flags behind the goal are still going. They'll say there's certainly...
All right, that's probably going to be game here.
A lot of respect in this tournament. They'll give their all.
Bro, WTF, you've uploaded 1K videos. Yeah, recently. I got a notification by vidIQ saying that I'd surmounted it. But I mean, also you upload all of them have been shorts. But yeah, it's a nice milestone.
Well, I think it's really opened the eyes of us in Europe.
How long have we been doing YouTube seriously? Since the World Cup, 2022 World Cup.
Matched the European opposition throughout. Looking for a late goal here. 𝙀𝙀𝘖𝘋𝑼𝙎𝑖𝑎. 𝙬𝙬𝘗. Better cross this time. There's the over. 𝙬𝙬𝘖𝑼𝙎𝑖𝑎 with the effort. And that would have been one heck of a way to drag your team back into it.
I think it's done though. Are you a PSG fan or Spurs? Both, but primarily...
It could have ended on something special. Overhead kick.
Primarily PSG. PSG is my number one.
Semi-final. Yes, they would have still been travelling home. It was worth a go. But always a difficult one to get over and above and direct it towards the goal. But it's the late moments here.
Bounced off his shin.
Wants to go for 2025, like 100K or what? I think. Well, if I'm able to like really concentrate on that, potentially. We just surpassed 70K a couple days ago. I'm assuming maybe by the month, maybe at 71K. Honestly, step by step. Let's first and foremost get to 75K, and then we get to 80, then 90, then 100K. But one step at a time.
Unfortunately, doesn't look like he's able to continue.
If you get a World Cup sponsor, make us vlogs. I mean, I'd like to. I'd also, like, if I were to do vlogs, things like that, I'd probably have to get an editor as well. If I were to go to the World Cup, I love to. Do you plan on doing YouTube full time in the future? If the means, if it was possible, I would, but it's just not. I don't make nearly as much money right now from YouTube to be able to do so.
You can see a trophy. You can see a final that he'll want to deliver. And when you ask him and question him about certain achievements, he's very...
Yes. PSG's my number... Spurs is my like prime team. I was still support Spurs, but yeah. Surely that's going to be time.
He's managed to obviously deal with his squad and the numbers that they've got much better. I think they're heading in the right direction.
Curse don't pay a lot, that's true, yeah.
In May, could they be adding a FIFA Club World Cup to that in July? Keno, René, 𝙬𝙬𝘗𝑼𝙎𝑖𝑎 out on the far side. Looked lively since coming on. Didn't quite have the ball under his control there. Has it now? 𝙬𝙬𝘗𝑼𝑎 closed down by 𝙬𝙬𝘗𝑼𝑎. Quick throw in. 𝙬𝙬𝘗 hooks one in. Away by Tosin. Not properly dealt with. Lima trying to find some space. Lima with the strike. Again.
Ref, just blow the whistle. Blow the whistle.
Opportunities in the last few minutes at Fluminense.
The Chelsea just sat.
If PSG win, will you still be happy? I mean, I'll be more disappointed because I want PSG to win it, especially stacking up the trophies for this season. But
was just trying to get it onto
there would still be, a light at the end of the tunnel, saying that, seeing that PSG would have won. I mean, Spurs would have won it.
Although he was wrong-footed.
Are you fully Canadian, Junior? What do you mean by fully Canadian? As in,
this is the end.
I'm a Canadian citizen. As in, I have a Canadian passport. All right, that's game. So that's the end of the road there for Fluminense.
Awaits Chelsea. Enzo Maresca's side. I'm turning up here in New Jersey.
It wasn't meant to be. A PSG Fluminense. It wasn't meant to be.
Rocket Chelsea to the final here next weekend.
Wasn't meant to be. That's okay though. That's okay. PSG can get the revenge on them. Well, first and foremost, we need to do Madrid. We need to beat Madrid.
But it finishes here at the MetLife. Fluminense 0, Chelsea 2. It's been a real battle at times in this game, but Michael, they were the better side overall.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, deserved win there. Deserved win in the end. Deserved win.
But they put under pressure, but really, there was that penalty shot which was rightly overturned with VAR. There was the clearance off the line where Sanchez really...
Why hasn't PSG contacted you? You've signed him. Because I'm not... I think what you need to realize is I'm not that big, right? I'm not even just saying this off to be... I've got, what, 70,000 subscribers on YouTube, 40K on... 40K on TikTok, and, what, 7,000 on Instagram, which obviously is, relatively decency size, but there's other people, PSG haters and whatnot, who have millions and hundreds of thousands on those social media platforms. So yeah,
Thiago Silva shaking hands.
I'm not scared, maybe anxious, but not scared. Worst thing, I'm nervous, but not scared.
His side this afternoon.
Unfortunate for Thiago Silva, man.
As it finishes here, Fluminense 0, Chelsea 2.
Thiago Silva. It's unfortunate. Wasn't meant to be. Was not meant to be. It's unfortunate, Thiago Silva. What a legend, though. What a legend. What a legend. I just think the thing is, over for the post game, I think I probably will do a post game. It's just that Chelsea were the better team. They played the better football. They dominated. Fluminense didn't have that many chances. It was just a controlled win performance by the Blues today, and they are worthy of making it to the Club World Cup final. Yeah. So it's going to be an all-European affair, which I guess, is what I would have predicted, right? But I will say congratulations to all the non-European teams. They did a lot better than I was expecting them to do. And congratulations to Fluminense for, doing well and representing their country proudly and representing South America versus Brazilian football and just the non-European game well. And special thanks to my captain, Thiago Silva. But yeah. Honestly, if Real Madrid played like how they played against Dortmund, they may win against PSG. Well, maybe in the first half they have a chance, but if they play in the second half, absolutely not. I don't think so. I do not think so. What's the word for the post game? I think I'll choose. We'll do favela for the post game. But I'll stick around for a bit longer. Once again, if people want to go in the Discord server, go and if you guys join the waiting room, I could get a couple of you guys on if you guys have anything you guys want to discuss with me in particular. Be more than happy to have you guys on. So feel free to join. Let me join. I'm on right now. If you go to the waiting room, then I can go and bring you guys in. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Did you watch the last match versus PSG Madrid? I do. I mean, that was honestly for me personally. I'll go and say that loss in 2022 is one of the worst losses I've taken as a PSG fan. Honestly, that one really did hurt. That one really did hurt. Just because the way like you dominated basically the most of the tie. It was a Fugazi first goal. It should have been a foul on Donnarumma. That completely changed the dynamics of the game. And then, yeah, it was just a disaster, man. Just a complete disaster. All right, FC Messi, let's get you in then. Oh, he's no longer there. I believe I dragged you. I don't believe I kicked you out or anything. But if you come back into the waiting room, I'll allow you to join again. But yeah, anybody who wants to go, if you're on YouTube or on Twitch, if you guys go to my link tree, or if you're on YouTube, go to the first link in the description. You guys should be able to see the Discord, join it, and then if you guys want to hop on the call, I'd be more than happy to bring you guys in. All right, there you go. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
So
Can you hear me okay?
how
You're cutting in and out for me. I'm hearing like if you're trying to speak, I'm only hearing like one of your two words.
yes, so how many people do like join this chat on average?
The chat, as in what, in Discord.
Yes, like in this audio chat.
I mean, this is the first time I've really gone and done something like this, like live on stream like this.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on Son maybe leaving Spurs?
Haven't really gone and looked into reading the information surrounding it. But if he were to leave, I think it could also make sense. Depends on if Thomas Frank sees him in his future plans. Were he to leave, I just hope that he gets, a good reception. He gets a good farewell, in front of all the fans and whatnot. But yeah, I could see it happening. I'm not sure what his wages are. Maybe, yeah. But if he goes and leaves, I get it. I think perhaps he's still, how old is he? What, 32 maybe? If I'm mistaken.
Yes, he is the
33.
second
So
best player currently at the club.
he's the,
So
what did you say?
he's the second best player currently in the club, in my opinion.
Who would you say is the best?
Madison. He's like connecting the attack and the defense.
True. But you could also say that Madison's at times can be pretty inconsistent.
Or Van de Ven if he did not get injured.
So you'd have him still above Christian Romero and Kulusevski as well.
Kulusevski is good, but he does not fit the system by Ange at least.
I think, well, the thing is now Ange isn't just gone, right? So it's Thomas Frank. So, I mean, we'll see.
Yes, we'll see. Finally, the clips are downloaded.
Pardon?
I was downloading the clips for the edit you told.
Oh, okay.
Who is Nkunku edits like a viewer or a member?
Who edits is, I mean, I think he's changed back his name, but on YouTube it's either Vegeta edits or Nkunku edits. He's been here for been like in the streams and whatnot for what? It feels like probably like definitely well over a year now. But yeah, he's He's an oldie on the channel on the channel.
What do you think will be the score in the Super Cup final?
The Super Cup, who will win it?
Yes.
I think
PSG, obviously, but by how many?
I think PSG. Well, I don't know about how many. The thing is, what I don't know is it's how, like, I don't know how seriously PSG are going to take it, but how, like, if they're going to put their strongest 11 out there. Because PSG, if you look at it, for example, where PSG, imagine if PSG get through, beat Real Madrid, then they play that final. It's going to be the 13th, right? The 13th of July. 1 month later, they then have to go and play in the Super Cup final, the UEFA Super Cup final, August 13th. So in that time, you have to remember these players have to have vacation because they haven't really had vacation ever since the season's finished. They had immediately after the Champions League.
So you're saying we're cooked.
Pardon?
So you're saying that Spurs have a chance.
Yeah, I'd say yeah. I mean, obviously it's a 90-minute game, so anything can happen. I still say PSG are favorites, but also I think Spurs, especially given the fact that you have got PSG that are going to have to be, I don't know what type of lineup they're going to put out there. It's very possible that they don't put their strongest 11 possible, because they're going to be either, because if you think if PSG win on Sunday, that's the 13th, then they go on vacation. They have to go on vacation for minimum 3 weeks. They come back. They're going to have after coming back 7 days to prepare for a Super Cup final. So it's very possible that PSG play not their best 11.
Yes. So they will be tired.
Pardon? Pardon?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Nothing. I just don't have anything to say right now.
Okay. But yeah, so wait, are you a Spurs fan then?
Yes.
Okay.
The Europa League final was on the same night as my English final term exam.
Did it? I mean, you said are you from India? You said it's 1 a.m. over, or I guess later now.
I live in Pakistan.
Okay. So then what time was the final for you at?
So I could watch it.
I see.
12 a.m.
Okay. Was did you have to watch the final?
Around the 60th minute, my mother came on my phone. Yes.
Okay.
And then around the 60th minute, my mother came in the room and I acted like I was asleep.
We'll have to do that. We all have to do that.
So I did not get to see the celebration in the show.
So wait, was your final the same day?
Or that.
Was your final later? Was it after the game, or was it before?
My exams were in the morning, and this was in the night. Like that. If you were the share.
Okay. So if the game was on 12 midnight for over there, after the game, 2 hours and whatnot, after the morning, 9 a.m., that's when you had your exam.
Yeah, 6 hours. 6 hours after the game was my exam.
I see. Interesting.
And I passed somehow.
Nice. That's good. Very good.
So will you stream tomorrow? The Madrid PSG?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I've got to sleep now.
All right. All right. Thank you very much for joining. All right. Then, if anybody else wants to go and join, I'll stay for, what time is it right now? A couple more minutes. Just go, if you're on the Discord server, just make sure you go to the waiting room and then I can drag you in. Let me turn on the music again to have something in the background. Just want to have a look at the stats in this game. Yeah, it was like a pretty dominant performance in the end by Chelsea. Just looking over it. 2-0 win. Had most of the possession, higher XG, more shots on target, more big chances created. Look at the lineups. Well, see João Pedro only for 2 goals. Oh, he was pretty good today. I mean, I guess he didn't really much else after that, but yeah, it's definitely the best player on the pitch. It's just that I just think that just generally Fluminense struggled, because if you go and you look at their previous games, right, I think it was only against 𝙀𝙊𝘿𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙏 they scored first, against Inter they scored first, drew against Mamelodi Sundowns, scored first in this game. So it's a team that can defend really well, but that if they don't have the lead, then they struggle a lot more. So yeah, putting 𝙀𝙀𝘼𝘾𝘼𝙎𝑖𝑚𝑛, they're in. It's just I think or maybe they're not in a spot where they can turn on their mics, but they're in the chat. Your Discord is not working. What's the issue you're facing there, Sam? How many people are still even here? What is going on with... I always have to fix this thing. Wait, hold on a sec. How long are you staying here for Junior? Maybe 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes or so. Joined by Junior's bio. Yeah, if you look at the bio, if you look at my the first link in the description, it's all the same link. And I made sure to make it like indefinite so you can join at any time. Don't cry, Junior. Wait, what is there to cry about? What is there to cry about? Big game tomorrow. Big game tomorrow. We need to focus up on that. Let's be honest, Chelsea just have the better system. I think they're just the better team, plain and simple. The link is not working. Oh, it should be. Chelsea are going to be in the inaugural Club World Cup final to be played once again here in New Jersey. Well, I guess New York, New Jersey, or East Rutherford, New Jersey. Sunday at 8 p.m. It's going to be interesting. Hold on a sec. Why is it my TikTok is so far behind? Or maybe it's me. Hold on. Should I refresh it? Let me refresh it because the delay is crazy. It's like a couple of seconds behind. The link seems to be working. I'm doing good. Junior, why are you so emotional? Emotional? Come on, buddy. Be serious. It was 2-0 to Chelsea. 2-0 to Chelsea. Yo. Real Madrid is the only team that can really compete with PSG, and let's be honest, Real are likely to lose, and I'm a Real Madrid fan. I think, yeah, PSG obviously go into the game favorites, but again, as I've always said, it's a game of football. It's a game of football. Anything can happen. I was devastated. Bro, I mean, I obviously hopped on the Fluminense bandwagon, but, you know, I'm not losing sleep over Fluminense getting knocked out over Chelsea. All right, yeah, that's pretty fair. That's pretty fair. Give Real 3 points. 3 points for what? What exactly am I supposed to be giving Real points for? Yeah, anybody else want to join the call? Otherwise, I'll go and probably end the stream, record the post-game reaction. And I need to start thinking about what do I need to I'll probably record a predictions or like preview video to the PSG Real game. I feel like I probably owe it with all the stuff going around it. Great run by the non-European clubs. Yeah, absolutely. I think Fluminense represented themselves, their club well, Brazilian football well, South American football, and just non-European football in general as a whole. It's a video that I think I might make in the future on, I think, the Club World Cup specifically. I think it surprised me. I was wrong about it. I thought that, honestly, I was saying it, by the quarterfinals, I thought it's going to be all European teams bar maybe one South American teams. But in fairness, there were 3. There was a South American team in the semifinals. So a South American team is officially going to be top 4 teams in the world. So yeah. I just joined. If you want to go and speak, I mean, if you join the waiting room, I can bring you up if you've got anything to say. Obviously, you guys, if you guys want to join, make sure, obviously, you know, what you guys speak about, keep it reasonable. Keep it respectful. That's not points. I'm saying score 3 on these bums. As in, you want PSG to score 3 goals against Madrid, or you want them to let Madrid score? I mean, to some degree you could argue it, but like, I mean, it's something that I'm probably going to mention in my video talking about the PSG. This Real Madrid has a lot, way more to lose in this encounter than PSG do. If PSG lose this game, sure, yeah, maybe it's, you know, you lost against Madrid, you lost for pride and reasons. But other than that, not to make excuses, but you can say arguably there's mitigating circumstances. This is a time where, you know, PSG have played over 60 games in this season. They've come off the back of, you know, winning a Champions League, winning a historic quadruple, being big teams on the way there as well. And then all of a sudden to then lose in the semifinals, mind you, in the Club World Cup, still, you know, decent to Madrid. Yes, you can say whatever you want about Madrid. Madrid is still, you know, a classic, a European royalty, right? So, yeah. Whereas if Madrid lose, like this, if Madrid win this sort of salvages their season, right? Whereas if PSG lose, it maybe puts, you know, it probably it ends their season off on a down note, right? So then Madrid has a lot more to lose on this. I think one of the biggest things PSG has to lose is what arguably is the loss against Mbappe. That's probably one of the biggest things. Whereas Madrid, if they lose, not only is it you've lost against PSG, lost against a PSG team where you've taken their best player, right, off their team, in a team that you guys had just won the Champions League, won the La Liga, won the Super Cup, to then win none of those trophies this season, get knocked out in the quarterfinals, get smacked by Arsenal, a team that PSG won relatively comfortably over, to then go on to win their quadruple, and then for them to then beat you again with this team after you took their best player, I think would hurt. And especially not to mention the fact that all the smacking that Barca have gone and taken. Yeah, probably. Nobody wants to chat. But that's okay. Listen, if in the future anybody wants to come, I'll be more than happy to bring them on. What's the topic? There's no topic in particular. It's just if you want to come and join on Discord, you're free to join. Title should be, are non-European teams better than some of the top 5 European teams? I think we've proven the case. I mean, Al-Hilal, you can say what all the game against City. Al-Hilal drew versus Real Madrid. Al-Hilal then went and beat Man City and did so, I mean, we won't say comfortably, but deservedly so, causing problems. And City's a top 3 team in the Premier League. Has been one of the best teams in the world for the last 5 years. So it puts into perspective how good they are. But by the way, first of all, Spencer Hill, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the £5 super chat, man. Truly appreciate it, man. What are the chances Chelsea beating PSG? Well, I wouldn't skip that far ahead. First and foremost, PSG has to beat Real Madrid, and then we can focus on the final. But that's not done yet. So one step at a time. Let's beat Real Madrid first, and then we can begin to focus on Chelsea potentially in the final. Oh, okay. There's somebody here. All right, let's drag you in. Hello. I can't quite see the name. Is it just O? O dot dot dot. I think I've said now, if Hakimi wins the Ballon d'Or, that's not crazy. I, for me, still think it should be Dembele, but if Hakimi would win it, it's not the craziest thing ever. It's not working. It says unable to accept the invite link. I mean, I can share the like if you search this, it's called the Football Village. If you type that in, it's my profile picture as the logo. You should be able to join there. If you just go to Discord and type in the Football Village with a soccer ball with a football at the end, you should be able to find it. All right, sounds cool. Sounds good. Potentially. I mean, he showed a lot more than Nicholas Jackson did, and I think it was also seen by the fact that Nicholas Jackson. Oh, hello. Oh, jeez, that came out of nowhere. But yeah, I think that it could be seen by the fact that when Nicholas Jackson did come on, that he was really trying to go and score and to prove himself. But from the little glimpses we've seen, I think he's better technically. Potentially can bring more. I'm assuming he's probably, well, they're probably what, similar ages, right? So we'll see. What do you think about the Bayern versus PSG game? I think it's probably one of the best games in this World Cup. 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙏. True. Yeah, he was good today. It's not working. It's saying unable to accept the invite. Is anybody else facing the same issues with the Discord server? Because I've had people saying that, and other people have been able to join with no issues. So I'm a bit perplexed, if I'm gonna be honest. Dembele for Ballon d'Or. I'm a Madrid fan, but honestly, he deserves it. Respect. Nah, there's no need for you to super chat, man. No need for super chat. Don't feel forced to ever super chat. If you're just watching, is already doing a whole lot. Did Everton even finish like above, mid-table this year in the Premier League? It was gonna come. All right, that's fine then. I'll leave then. How long have we been streaming for? 2 hours 45. All right. Well, let me take off the music for me here. Do you think Vinny will get pocketed by Hakimi? I'm not even sure if Vinny's gonna play. Like, he might not even start. It depends. Like, I think for PSG, there's there's the two things. I think Beraldo's gonna come in at center back instead of Pacho. Then you're gonna have your typical, Dono in goal, Hakimi at right back, Marquinhos as the other center back pair. You're gonna have Nuno on the left. Then in the midfield, I think you're gonna have your typical Vitinha, João, Neves, and Fabian. And then up front, I think it's going to be, obviously Dembele. I think Dembele's going to start this time around. I think you're going to have, hold on. I want to hear what Thiago Silva has to say here.
Go back to Brazil with their heads high.
Hold on. One sec.
Histórica, o resultado não que vocês queriam, mas o Fluminense deixa os Estados Unidos de cabeça erguida.
Acredito que tudo que
it's in Portuguese. It's Portuguese.
propostos a fazer.
If anybody speaks Portuguese, please translate.
Hoje pouco menos, mas acredito que temos que valorizar tudo aquilo que foi feito até aqui, todas as dificuldades que passamos para chegar até onde nós chegamos. Não foi jogo fácil desde o início, mas eu acredito que tentamos de todas as maneiras, corremos, batalhamos. Hoje estava muito quente, eu acho que foi dos piores dias, né? Em termos de calor. E naturalmente uma equipe que joga mais com a bola, que no caso eles hoje sofreram pouco menos desse cansaço, a gente correu pouco mais, digamos assim, errado em determinado momento. Mas assim, temos que valorizar tudo que foi feito, sabe? Com tudo aquilo que a gente tinha à disposição, acho que a gente tem que valorizar o resultado que foi feito durante a competição, mas faz parte do futebol.
Is that Flamengo and Corinthians?
They tried, they put their all effort into it, and they really value how far they made it into this tournament. E por último, eu queria falar sobre o pênalti. Sua opinião, foi pênalti? Não pênalti? Ask him if it was a penalty or not from his perspective.
Para mim foi pênalti, cara. Para mim foi pênalti.
I think seeing for him it's a penalty.
Marcou na hora, aí fica uns caras lá que veio em câmera lenta, enfim. Eu estava próximo da jogada, o braço estava pouquinho mais distante. Se fosse do outro lado, teoricamente ninguém ia chamar lá de cima, mas enfim. Acho que não foi por causa disso que nós perdemos, mas se a gente poderia ter feito aquele gol ali, o jogo acho que...
I have no idea what's going on, what's happening.
A normalidade do jogo.
Portuguese is a bit too different from French.
Faz parte do futebol, nem sempre a gente consegue o êxito da vitória, mas temos que valorizar tudo que foi feito.
Muito obrigado, Thiago. Thiago over here basically said, he thought it was a penalty at the end of the day. He doesn't think that's the main reason they lost, but I think that really could have changed the game a lot. But at the end of the day, that's football. Thiago, muito obrigado. Tamo junto, cara.
Thiago Silva, what a player. What a player, man. What a player. Right. Okay. Wait, Adam, are you a Flamengo fan? Are you a Corinthians fan? Who exactly do you support here? Or are you just happy for a Brazilian team generally? All right, see you in Cuckoo. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for being there as usual. Can you say hi to Jen? Hello, Jen. I hope you're doing okay. I am Brazilian all the way. So you're just supporting supporting what Brazilian clubs then? That game was rigged. No, I don't think it was rigged. I mean, I think I can hear if it's not a penalty. I can understand it. I just don't understand in terms of consistency. But hey, you know, to each his own. All right, well, guys, it's been a pleasure having everybody on here. I need to go and quickly go and record the post-game reaction. Fortunately, the result didn't go our way. We're gonna have Chelsea in the final of the FIFA Club World Cup, the inaugural edition of it. Congratulations to Chelsea, and I mean, hopefully PSG, they're showing PSG right now, can go and meet them there and beat them to it. It'll be interesting to go and see, and I look forward to seeing you guys play. Thank you guys very much. And once again, for all those who are going to be on the post-game reaction, comment in the comment section down below favela so that I know you guys were on the stream and you guys stood out till the end. So thank you guys very much. It's been a pleasure as always. And remember, stay safe, stay kind, and stay blessed. Godspeed.